I think we're live.
Oh, we are.
On the YouTube. Let's
Yay.
go ahead here. Do you have it?
I don't have it on here. Hold up.
And now we'll turn this on and we'll hit go live on the band app, I guess. An anime drawing and hangout. Go live. Let's see if it works.
There we are.
Are we?
Today's the 20th?
Burps.
We got 2 live. Yippee, Dahlia!
Chat. Well,
We're back.
in an unexpected
Turn of events.
turn of events. Hello, Caleb. Stuff maybe. Dahlia. Kaito. Hello, Dahlia.
Hey, Kaito.
Hey, you guys. Lindsay. Hello. Art Gang.
We're back, sorta.
Golo. Mo. Goth. Hello.
Hey, Froggy
Clear
Draws.
Sky. Hello.
that-
Froggy
Is
Draws.
that Miley or something?
I think it's someone else.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Froggy Draws is Froggy Draws.
Okay. I wonder if my grandma's on,
Love your art
on
style.
YouTube.
So,
Thank you.
is the music a good volume? How's everything doing? What are we doing today? We're completely unsure of what's happening in terms of TikTok. We'll stream as long as it's available. I've left the flame up behind us because I still think the app is probably burning to the ground, but we'll just kind of crop it a little bit.
Oh no. Noel says he's feeling unwell.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Triton, thank you for the...
What was your reaction to TikTok getting banned on Saturday?
Oh, I cried.
Well, we had a stream about it,
Yeah, we did.
but I'm gonna at everyone in the blue app for a bit, and then it's funny because not saying those words like blue app and red play button website and
Yeah.
everything doesn't seem to have helped the streams that much.
Interesting.
Can't recharge coins or send gifts. That's good. Save your money.
Yeah. Save your money.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yep.
Content updates.
Especially you, Dolly. You need to save up for yourself a little bit more.
We are live.
Grandma, are you here?
Still works apparently. Send at everyone.
I haven't drawn Miki in a hot minute.
I am my own Froggy Draws, yes.
Okay, got you.
Can't wait for the live classes to start. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we have we still have some slots left for our live classes that are starting in February. Hey Miki.
Hey, Miki.
Miki. That's another quote from the Goonies. Hey Miki.
Really?
He called Mikey Miki.
Oh, I didn't even know that. What?
I know that movie pretty well. Me too. Yes, there are still some slots left, so if you have not gone and purchased the live classes yet, go ahead and do that.
And I believe that if you do purchase the Anime Art School Live, you get the watercolor drawings.
Yep, so if you are here and you are receiving this message, if you purchase Anime Art School Live or our Anime Art School Complete Edition, you get a watercolor drawing made of your character. You get both of our books.
These are what they look like.
Yep, you get both of our books signed and mailed to you.
Yep.
So that's the current promotion. I actually don't know when that's going to end.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Eden. It's been a while.
Hey,
Hello.
Eden.
Fox, thank you for sharing the live. I don't even have my phone on me.
Uh-oh.
Chucky, I'm not creative. Apparently, we're still here.
Somehow, some way.
Apparently, we're still here.
For the foreseeable future.
I do have to let you know, since a lot of our regulars are here, TikTok is dead in our hearts. And what I mean by that is we let the app go.
Yep. Emotionally.
Emotionally, we have separated from the app. So, whatever happens, don't care.
What's gonna happen?
It's gonna happen. So if we can't stream on TikTok anymore, whatever, right? We're gonna be on YT. Our channel is almost at 13,000 subscribers over there on YT. We're about less than 30 subscribers away from hitting 13,000. And we only ever use TikTok as a business in the first place. We teach art, bro. I don't really use the app personally. Christina doesn't even have the app.
I mean, I have it on my phone, but I don't even have an account.
We have, yeah, we don't use it for anything other than Anime Academy.
Yep.
So if it bans, why is your house burning? That was from Friday's stream. We had an emotional stream Friday as a final goodbye, and apparently we're still here, and the house is still burning. So,
yep.
You know. All right, let's see if we can blow it out. All right. Chat, blow. Get that fire out. Hold on, YT can't see. Okay, there. Blow.
Wait, that's just gonna make the fire even worse if we blow at it.
Blows. Oh, look.
It's gone. Is it? It's going down.
It went away. We saved TikTok.
Not on YouTube. Not on YT though.
That's crazy. Let's go. You did it, chat. You saved TikTok. Oh my gosh. At least for the time being.
Among the Deep. It says, guys, I made a first good drawing. That's awesome. Congrats.
Made my first good drawing. Awesome. Here's to many more good drawings.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Miki hair down?
Yes. No, it's just Miki.
No ponytail?
I will add a ponytail.
There are still fire sounds? I don't hear any fire sounds. Anyways,
how's everybody?
How's everybody doing today? I got a set of Art Pop watercolors in the mail today. Awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, who knows? Who knows about the future of TikTok? Don't care. Honestly, we had a pretty crazy week last week, and it's continuing, so... well...
The craziness is continuing.
Glad you guys are back. We're here. Hey, Ander, Alexia, Slay.
Hey, Alexia. It's been a hot minute.
Eileen, hello. What brush is that on Procreate? You can actually download it for absolutely free on our profile. We got a little linky there for you. And it's a green button. Make sure you open it in your browser.
Well, I'm happy to take questions if y'all want to ask me what to draw or how to draw stuff. So feel free to ask. I'll put it on a list, and we'll see how far we get. Want to say hi? Only have one device right now. I'm gonna go draw. All right, bye, Slay. Thank you for the follows, Brevin, Santo, and Clara. Hello, Ray. Hey, Corgi. Do you know how to draw torsos well? Yes, I do know how to draw torsos, so I can put it on the list. What kind of torsos? Like male or female?
Hello, Pompu. You know, I have a feeling that we should have something different. Drawing anime till the end of TikTok.
Mixing realistic with anime style? Oh, that's kind of fun. Realistic with anime style.
Anime drawing. We are still here.
Yep.
There we go.
How to draw your type of art style eyes. I can talk to you about how to draw different anime eyes. I just draw anime eyes the way I like. It's not I wouldn't call this like my style. I just draw eyes. But I can show you how to draw the way I do it.
Reading YT comments. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yep, too scared to delete the app. A lot of the time, if there's comments, I'll read them. But if they're not necessarily about the subject that we're talking about, I won't read them out loud a lot of the time.
Yeah, I will notice them. It's just, yeah. Figure posing.
Yeah, figure posing stuff. That could be fun.
We did see some rendering tips, so I'll put it in here.
Do I need to do anatomy first for a beginner? Not necessarily.
I would say more figure drawing.
Figure drawing, different. Simple volumes.
Figure poses.
That's the biggest. If you're a beginner, you can start learning anatomy, but you're going to want to learn figure drawing and really simple construction.
And we'll be talking about this as we go down the list because we have the torso stuff and whatnot, so... let's see.
Why is the stream glitching? I have no idea. Is it glitching for anybody else? I started learning the observational method where I lay out or map the figures reference using straight lines and angles. I was struggling to draw using structures like the Loomis method. Yeah, I mean, that's one way you can do it. It's based on, you know, observational. It's kind of like those bark plates, that Dan was talking about.
Yeah.
That works fine and dandy, unless you want to draw something from your imagination. But it's a good exercise. Mm-hmm. And it depends on what you're doing.
Yep.
Glad you stream on YT as well. Yup.
Yes. Hey, Fenris.
Is the Procreate brush a sketching type of brush? It's an everything type of brush.
It's an everything. I do this with coloring. I do this with line work. It's just such a nice brush. I love it.
Yeah, we're going to be streaming permanently on YT from now on as well.
Yep.
Hair. Cavallona. We had a stream recently that was almost entirely about hair.
I'll do
You can find the VOD on our YT channel. You can watch it. It was a pretty long stream.
Yep.
Jolly Answer sent heart me. Well, some people have coins left. Thank you for that.
Hands. I'll put that on the list. Okay, so maybe we'll get started. I'll start with the torso.
So back, at least temporarily.
At least temporarily.
Had to draw a head looking up. Hair ideas. Hand tut.
I have hand tut. So this is what I have. I have torsos, mixing realistic with anime style. That one's gonna be fun. Anime eyes, rendering tips, figure poses, maybe hair. We'll do some hands. I may not cover all topics, but we'll see how far we get.
What's the easiest way to draw hands? That depends on the individual.
It does. Some people like different methods and all that stuff. I think the easiest way for me to draw hands is by simplifying them into planes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Can you draw Transformers?
No, I can't draw
and
that.
Murder drones. I also love drawing as well, and I love anime. That would be like hard surface type stuff.
I cannot draw that because I don't have experience drawing it. Colton might be able to draw it if you have the reference.
Allergic reaction isn't fun. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
It's not. This isn't drawing specific, but is there any tips for manga? Drawing manga style, I'd appreciate it. It's really just a derivative of realism.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it depends on the particular style that you want to draw in, but it just depends.
Yeah.
If anything's more specific, have to go. Gonna take care of my baby brother. Bye bye.
Oh,
See ya,
no problem.
Kaito.
See ya.
Hello, Tori.
Hey, Tori.
What are y'all drinking today? I'm
drinking water.
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 And I'm drinking Izzy.
Yummy. All right. Maybe we'll get started with some torso tips.
Oh yeah, I have one sticker that I put on YT.
Oh my gosh! There's a June
that's the only sticker that I uploaded.
That's funny. Hey, Tori.
Dahlia, you probably should be able to use that sticker as well.
I know.
Somehow we're still here.
I know.
And we're gonna be fighting until the very end. Yesterday, streaming didn't work. Today, streaming works.
Somehow it's working, so
we're here.
Yep.
If we go dark suddenly, well,
that's just that. You'll find us on YT. Oh.
Whoa!
Oh!
Fenris!
Fenris!
With the Ray tier on YT. Thank you for the membership. Oh my goodness.
Yay! I see Ray and I'm like, oh! So.
We got a new member on the YT channel.
Mm-hmm.
They're all using their one sticker.
It's like I'm hiding my excitement, but I'm excited. So I'm going to do
Good luck
stickers.
on your test. You just got back into drawing, so this is perfect. Awesome. Hope you stick around.
Awesome. So here's some basic tips on the torso. I drew a line and I divided this into 3 equal parts. Try to be pretty anal about the equal parts, but do your best. Second part is going to fit your rib cage right here. Halfway from this third box is going to be where your pelvis is. So
how to undo with no back button on Procreate? You just tap with 2 fingers.
Double tap.
Double tap? It's a 2-finger tap.
It's 2-finger tap. Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. So.
And then 3 fingers to redo, 2 fingers to undo.
Mm-hmm. So if you get this right, you can just basically add anatomy on top without a problem. And all you have to do is just memorize the anatomy. So I would say, if anything, learn this, and you'll be able to do everything just fine. So here, we'll just add some of that in here. Here's the pelvis. Now for male torsos, keep in mind that the pelvis is going to stay the same width as the rib cage, or else it's gonna look like a woman and you don't, I mean, unless you want to do that, then do that. But most guys, or most people when they draw guys, don't really want that vibe, so make sure to keep it pretty narrow. And then
emoji.
Colin's adding some more stickers. Right?
I got you guys. I'm adding Naomi Shock.
Yep.
So you can only have stickers. The names can only be 10 characters long.
Oh.
Kawaii.
Hey, Shelly. Oh, that one's heckin' cute. Yeah, let's do that one.
Do that one?
Mm-hmm. And then you can also use this in a 3/4 view. So like for instance, if I were to draw a torso in 3/4 view, I would draw the head kind of like an egg or like a sphere, and you'll see the center line. And then I simplify the torso and the rib cage and the pelvis like a sheet of paper that I divide in half. Whoa!
Lindsay!
Oh, Lindsay!
Love you guys. Your course is amazing. Thank you for the super chat.
Yay!
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna like it.
I'm new to anime. I need help drawing and coloring eyes and hair. It is so hard. Well, you've come to the right place. We go live 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you will definitely get those questions answered.
Yes.
Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we will go over that. Coloring eyes and hair. So we actually have a 3-part video series on coloring and shading hair. You can find it on our channel, Prehistoric Playtime. Eyes, coloring, I think...
I mean, I could cover that today.
We can cover that a little bit
I'll
today.
say anime eyes and coloring.
Well, Beaver says.
Yeah, we're here still.
When you double tap on traditional paper, yeah, I do
Oh,
that
I know, I do that
sometimes.
too.
Need help adding details to arms and hands. Have you seen a drop in TikTok viewers? It's about the same right
about
now.
the
Do you
same.
have a YT? Yes, we do. We're live on there right now. It's the same name, Draw Anime Academy. Ooh, they're gonna want this one for sure.
Oh, yes, they're gonna want that one. All right, maybe we'll do, so that's it for torsos. I mean, I would say if you want some torso anatomy, I would say keep in mind the chest muscles, the ab muscles. Like, if you want something really simple, you got your deltoid, which is your shoulder muscles. You got your pecs, your chest muscles, and thank goodness for the body because we're symmetrical. So there's not gonna be, there's one pectoralis on one side and another is a completely different muscle. It's the same on both sides. So I would say for very simple torso like this, focus on the deltoid, the chest muscles, and the abs.
All right, we have 3.
And the sides.
I think it takes a while to update, but I think we have 4 total members now, which means that as we get more members, we are allowed to upload more stickers. So as of right now, we have June Side-Eye, Naomi Shock, Kawaii Tira, Jake Skull, and Miki Smirk.
Yeah.
So,
Tori just posted all of them?
Yes. So Miki Smirk should be coming in a second, Tori.
Oh, thank you, Lovo. Is that how you pronounce it? Thank you for the subscription. We like your guys' art style. Thank you.
And then we're going to have custom badges as time goes on.
No, let's do some anime eyes with coloring. How about
Levels.
that?
So there's a lot that we can do on YT as we grow. A lot more than TikTok. So thank you for bearing with us.
So, how to draw anime eyes. I would
Subscribe,
say,
link. What's up?
to draw anime eyes, I think just try to figure out a fun shape to do. Think flat, then add dimension to it. So like for instance, I can start an eye with a hexagon shape. I can do a eye that's a little bit more like a teardrop shape that's on the side.
I don't know why my YouTube. Oops, I said it.
It's
I don't
okay.
know why my YT won't let me buy stuff. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
That is something that I don't know about. You know, here's a teardrop looking shape. You know, maybe we could do one that's a little bit sharper, more triangular. And once you have a shape that you like, you can add in the extra stuff. By the way, feel free to interrupt me.
All good. You could live in any country. Where would you go? Probably just where we are for now.
For now.
We're so focused on our
Business.
and growing our Draw Anime Academy. Honestly, any country, don't really care. Need advice on learning anatomy? I'm stuck with that right now. Thank you for all your work. Just discovered your channel 2 days ago.
Wow,
Awesome.
thank you.
So I like to first start off by saying
Oh, Dolly,
I like to
thank you.
separate. Ooh, thank you, Dolly, for the $5 super chat. Love you both so much. Let me support you. Thank you so much. Separating anatomy out from figure drawing. Anatomy is like technical information about the body, and figure drawing is more like a holistic approach of drawing the entire body.
Yeah.
So really figure out what you want to do. Do you want to be able to draw people that look good, or do you want to know anatomical information about the body? So separate those two things out because you learn them in different ways. Figure drawing you learn by drawing whole figures from a holistic approach, and anatomy you learn by studying anatomy, by drawing muscles and diagrams and breakdowns of them. So you're going to learn those two things in separate ways, and you can learn them both, and they will help each other. But studying strictly anatomy is not really going to help you get better at drawing people that much. It's more of like a tool that helps when you're drawing whole bodies. So my advice would be, there's actually a channel out there on YT called by Michael Hampton. He is a figure drawing teacher, and he's really good at teaching that sort of thing. He also has a book called what's his book called?
Design and figure drawing and invention.
Yeah, figure drawing, design, and invention. There's another book out there that teaches anatomy specifically. It is called Morpho, and this is what it looks like. It's a really good book on teaching anatomy, but it's not a figure drawing book. This book teaches anatomy, but it's not a figure drawing book. So Michael Hampton's book, which I believe is right here, this is a figure drawing book. So you're going to get anatomy, but it's not going to be as in-depth of anatomy as this. But what this book right here focuses on is drawing the human figure. See, there's some of the anatomy
Here's the breakdown.
Stuff. So you're going to get breakdowns, but this book is mostly going to focus on building out the human figure in a step-by-step process.
Yeah, I like doing this, especially when it comes to drawing figures in general. So, and this is what I was trained to do.
Yeah.
Especially with all the art classes that we've done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this persists regardless of style. No matter if you want to draw in an anime style, all of this stuff, it's just going to be proportional differences.
Do you generally need to know all that muscle stuff to accurately draw anatomy?
Accurately draw anatomy, kind of.
It's
but
like a
to
mix.
draw people that look good, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Especially if your people have clothing. Like,
Yeah. You're not
you don't
gonna
have
need...
to be a master of anatomy to be able to draw a good-looking figure.
Yeah. I don't know what the Russian style is. Do you mean like Russian academic?
Yeah, like Russian academics.
I don't know how to do all that, because I wasn't trained to do that. But if I took a class, I would probably have more experience with it. So I'll guess the short answer is no.
What?
So I just drew some eyes, and basically someone asked, what's the difference between anime eyes? Ooh, that's yummy. Anime eyes and realistic eyes. Well, anime eyes is just a simplification or a designed. It's based off of a realistic eye. It's just more designed. So, for instance, a realistic eye has eyelids that are more sunken in, has a lot more detail, is more descriptive of the form, and has a smaller proportion. But with anime eyes, you could take those same forms and just basically do
anything.
anything.
Mic like that? Is something wrong with our mic there on TikTok?
Oh boy. Hopefully it's not the mixed to mono. Hey Nicole.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah, I don't.
Is it coming out of one ear again? La la la. Okay, that looks like the right one.
Can you show again, anime girl, what you draw at first? Oh, you mean this one right here? This is Colton's character Miki. There she is.
TikTok is so much louder for me. Is that
Interesting.
good or is that bad?
Feels like there's a fan on. Oh, that's because there is actually a fan.
That's a stupid laptop fan.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
do
not
anything
right,
about
though.
that.
Yeah.
Are you guys live every day? Nope. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
You got a Miki fan say that she's so pretty.
Pretty sure you have the fire sounds. There's no. We never added any fire sounds. We just added like an animated image. There's no fire sounds at all. What'd you say? No.
Someone said that she looks really pretty.
Maybe
you got
they
a
were
Miki
talking
fan.
about you.
No, I think they were talking about. I don't know. I was convinced they were talking about Miki. But anyways.
TikTok is so much louder for me. There's a bit of mic feedback. Yes, Miki. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. I have no idea. Mic feedback? Let me listen on TikTok.
How did you get so good at drawing? How are you so good at drawing? Practice. A lot of practice. I practiced for years.
Yeah, it does sound like there's wind blowing on the microphone.
Do you think it's this?
Probably.
The fan? I'll move it over.
Wait a second. Why is...
Alright. Okay. And the way how I render eyes, there's a process to it. If you don't mind me continue to teach while you fix this.
I don't care.
Okay.
I think it's better now.
Okay. So when you render or color eyes, I would say before you color eyes, think about the shading first, or think about black and white, or grayscale.
Okay, it's off.
What's off?
It's not coming up anymore.
Oh.
It sounded like a fan was blowing directly into a microphone.
Interesting.
But yeah, the laptop that we stream from, there's nothing we can do about this. This laptop goes into like giga turbo overdrive every time we stream, and it's sitting kind of next to our microphone.
Yeah.
And our microphone picks up all the sound on our desk. So unless we get a new microphone, which we might do at some point, we're just gonna have to deal with sounding like we're in a
wind tunnel.
Unless we get a new PC that doesn't sit on the same desk as we stream on.
So here I just marked out where my shadow and my lights are. This is a very common lighting setup for eyes. Generally it's because the eyelid casts a shadow on the top part of the eye, so that's why this is in shadow. This part is usually hit by the light, so this is usually lighter. And I use the shadow to make and add some details on the inside.
I might be able to take the microphone and move it all the way over here, further away. All right, so now what's happening?
This thing is right.
There it goes.
There we go.
That might help a little bit,
Do you think that helps?
but I have to be really careful to make sure that nothing's tapping on the microphone itself.
Wind tunnel mentioned? I don't know. Is there a thing about
All right.
wind tunnels?
Might help a little bit. We'll see.
So here, on the top, I like to add a little bit of bounce light from the sky to make it look reflective. Oh man.
It's all good. Don't matter.
Okay.
I'm not about to spend a bunch of money on a nice microphone. What?
Yeah. This is Procreate.
Okay.
And then here's a highlight. And if you don't know how to do this in black and white, it's going to be a lot harder to do in color because it's just the same thing. It's values. So I can make like, let me just draw like a red colored eye. How about that? Because that's fun.
One thing about the TikTok streaming app on PC is it really sucks. It's bad. It's slow. It's clunky. It has a giant file size. OBS is much better for streaming from, but TikTok does not allow you, if you're a streamer, to have your own stream key. They keep that to themselves. So it sucks because there's so much we could do with OBS, but TikTok forces you to use their streaming app.
What brush do they use to draw online, or is that all on the color? This is a brush that you can get on our link. I don't know, on our clicky thing. You can get this.
Matt, hello.
Maddie.
It's been a while. We found out who our real fans are on our final Friday stream.
Yep.
So any of you who weren't here on our Friday stream, who didn't find us today, we're keeping an eye on you. So if you were here on the Friday, on the final Sad Friday stream, you're a true fan.
You are a true fan. So here, what I just did, I did the same thing but with red, but using the same technique. So I had a base color or base tone that I did, and then I add some shadows, some details, some lights on the bottom, and then here I'm using some blue because that looks really pretty. And look at that nice contrast on the top part of the eye. What was that? Okay, let's just charge it. And then I'm gonna add some highlights.
Yeah, if you want the oh, Tori, guess what? Guess what?
What? Even I'm wondering.
YT chat, you're allowed to post links.
Oh, Tori, do it.
You can post the link in the YT chat to the page that our brush is on, which is sick.
Yes. How do you fix an eye that's looking the wrong direction? Move one of the pupils or one of the irises.
My friend showed me your account. Y'all seem so cool. Awesome.
Aw, hey.
Well, if you are on TikTok right now and you have just found us, the future of TikTok is very uncertain in the United States. We are also streaming on YT right now, same name, Draw Anime Academy, on our channel. You can actually see our stream right here. There we are. Much bigger screen. You can see June on the side. There's the live chat. So if you want to keep us around, go subscribe to us there.
So you got eyes looking in the wrong direction, and you're wondering how to fix it. Well, I would decide which eye do I like better, which eye orientation. So let's say I want to choose this one right here. Okay, I want my eyes looking this way instead. So I will literally go ahead and change my iris and move it more towards the side. So now I actually know where it's looking.
Yeah.
There we go.
So what I've noticed with anime eyes is a lot of the time, because anime eyes are a simplification of real eyes, and you've got like the bridge of the nose and stuff in between, a lot of the time you can really exaggerate.
Like how far you can push.
You can really exaggerate.
Cone's drying.
See, like, does that look right?
Yeah, looks right.
Pretty good. I'm
Well, cones are
drawing
drawing
at a
at an
weird
angle.
angle, right? So, and this pupil, what? Why do I have a eraser on? Oh, I picked up the color. A lot of the time, you can put this pupil in there, and this pupil
in the center.
in the center. So this one, you have to remember, like, think about this as a 3D object, right? The topology of the face will have like a bridge of the nose there. So you can actually push this one further than you generally think you can.
Yeah.
You know,
By the way,
of
if you want
course.
to draw eyes in both eyes in different angles, we actually have a video on that. It's actually doing pretty well. It's how to draw both eyes at any angle, so you can check that out on our channel. Oh, those will look very nice.
So anyways, you know, if you want to draw eyes at an angle, just remember, like, you can kind of err on pushing the iris and pupil too far, like, quote, too far in.
Yeah, because it'll look fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can post that, Tori. I would say maybe just post the drawanime.com/TikTok link instead, and then they can find it on that page.
Yeah, they can find the brush on there. So
If you want to post it, I can post it, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I can actually just copy it on the PC and post it as well.
Yep. You should play speedrun Roblox. Oh yeah, we do that sometimes, but it's not very often. How do you draw fur? I can put fur on the list.
That one, yeah. I'll copy it as well. No, it's
I want to try this one, mixing realistics with anime style. If you're still here, let me know. But I know that it's a fun thing to do for anyone who wants to like make their style a little bit more unique and stuff like that. So realistic plus anime. I think before trying to blend the two together, draw both styles individually from each other. So like for me, I can definitely draw a realistic style and I can draw anime. And so if I know both qualities really well, then I can actually blend the two together a lot nicer.
Is there any drawing apps you would recommend that you don't have to pay for? We don't really have any, but on PC there's Krita. A lot of people like using Ibis Paint as well. That's another one. Anybody feel free to give suggestions. GIMP. I never hear people talk about GIMP.
GIMP? It's been a while since I've heard of that.
Is that the same as semi-realism? Semi-realism is a really vague term. It generally means something between realism and
Stylized.
cartoony. So when you're thinking about doing something like semi-realistic, you're generally taking realism and simplifying some of the things, right? Like,
yeah, you're pushing.
are you making the eyes bigger? Are you simplifying the topology of the face, right? So like, semi-realism is like you want to be more specific about what decisions you're actually making.
Yeah. And not only that, but like adult women or adult characters and their anime counterparts will look very different because they have different proportions. So also keep in mind, like, okay, what kind of character are you drawing? Are you drawing someone who's younger? Are you drawing someone who's older? That will depend on how, like, you change things up.
Medibang is another
Medibang
program.
is free. So if I were to turn this character, it's not really realistic, but you know, get the point. It looks more realistic, and turn this into an anime character, I would probably make their eyes bigger. You know, try to maintain the same shape of the eyes and the expression. But I'll make the eyes bigger, more flashier.
Love the Vogue cover art Christina drew. It was realistic anime. Yeah, I mean, when you know how to draw realism and you know how to stylize features, you can choose any level of realistic or stylized that you want. Like, it's a preference.
Yeah.
It's not like you develop, how do I say it exactly? They're sliders.
Yeah, they are sliders.
Like, think about these things as sliders. How big or small do I want the eyes? How out and realistic or kind of like an anime character do I want the nose? They're sliders. You can like change them depending on your preferences.
It's kind of like, for me, since I played a lot of dress-up games, it reminds me of dress-up games. Like, oh, there's like presets of how to stylize certain things, and you choose the one that you like. That's how I like to think about it.
They're yeah, it's how much, yeah, I guess it's like a dress-up game, except instead of clothes, it's like the eyes. How much are you gonna stylize them?
Yeah. Like if I want something kind of more in between, like maybe I want to keep the face shape a little bit more realistic.
How do you learn the topology in reference to drawing? Are there any good exercises to work on depth? Yeah, that's a perspective thing. That's a form drawing thing. So it has to do with perspective, but it's not like drawing 1, 2, 3 point perspective.
Yeah.
It's like form drawing where you draw a shape and draw topology lines around it. What was the I have to kind of...
You want to switch?
Yeah, I'll just sit really quick. So like, for example, you can draw like a blob like this, and you can draw form lines around it like this, right? Maybe I'll do a different kind of blob. Like,
what's the difference between bad anatomy and stylization? Stylization means correct anatomy. It's just you change it up a bit.
intention.
Intention. Bad anatomy is you just don't know what's going on, so it's incorrect.
Yeah, bad anatomy is like you're guessing and it's not made for a reason.
Yeah.
A lot of people will draw anatomy and it'll be incorrect and they won't realize it, and then they'll go, well, I meant to do that.
Yeah. That's what happens sometimes.
Sure you did.
I think realism is good for serious characters like a soldier, and stylization for more adorable. I agree with that. Things that are small in proportion, which is more realistic, tends to look more serious. So if I'm drawing a guy that's really serious, I would lean more towards realistic proportions than an anime style.
Yeah.
But it can still work within an anime style, it'll just be different. So yeah. Bryn says, I need to know how to draw people from different angles. Can you make a tutorial about it? Yes.
This would be like a very simple form drawing assignment where you draw an organic form and you try to map out exactly where it is in the three-dimensional space, and you can do it with any type of shape you want.
Hey, Dizzy.
You know, you can do it like this. I haven't drawn it all today, so I'm not really warmed up at all.
It's okay.
You know, you can draw a ground plane under it if you want, and really understanding where these three-dimensional forms are in 3D space, because faces are really the same exact way. You know, if you're drawing a head, this is a sphere, and so you can kind of put that center line of the head wherever you want it, and then all you really have to do is just you know, pull that up. There's the side of the head.
Why is it whenever I draw eyes or the shape of the head and then flip it, it looks slanted? It's because you probably don't have a center line and you don't really know how to draw symmetrically yet, so that's what happens. If one side is uneven than the other and you flip it, it will look slanted. So that's why I always recommend drawing a center line to keep it symmetrical the best you can.
Yeah. So just remember that like all these things, they're three-dimensional forms in 3D space. And honestly, whoever asked the question about how to get better at topology, just practice a lot. Just think, if I'm drawing a shape, am I looking up or am I looking down? If I'm looking down at this shape, then maybe my form lines are gonna go like that. If I'm looking up at this shape, maybe my form lines are looking like that. Right, all of a sudden I'm looking up at this shape. Same shape. I can be looking up at this, I can be looking down at this. Will this apply to paper drawing too? Absolutely. A line is a line, whether it's on paper or a screen.
What is it, Maddie? Someone says, can you explain the difference between your 2 online courses? Do you mean Anime Art School and Anime Art School Live?
There you go. There's a form that you're looking up at drawn traditionally.
Ooh, thank you for the follows, Melissa, Chuyas, and Sar? Is that how you pronounce it?
Here's a form that you're looking down at traditionally. Same principles. You just have sticky notes there.
Sorry. I was like, oh, Chuya, that's a fun name, and then I read a little bit further, and I'm like, oh.
But yeah, so form drawing is a really, 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 really important thing to be able to do. And it's exactly, why am I always grabbing white somehow?
How to draw both eyes pretty good. There's an exercise where I actually cover that in our video. You can actually check that out. It's on our channel. Same name, Draw Anime Academy on YT. It's how to draw both eyes in different angles, and I do cover an exercise on how to do it, but I'll explain it really quickly. What you can do is you can draw a center line, or just a line vertically going down, and then draw a triangle.
Can you explain the difference between your 2 online courses? Which ones are you talking about? The live and the Anime Art School and the Anime Art School Live?
Yeah. And that's what I was asking, but I didn't know if they responded yet. So then you try to mirror the triangle on the other side, and you can find these 3 points by measuring the distance between the point and the center line. And then you try your best to mimic it on the other side.
Have you apply topology to a human face or anatomical forms? You just make it in the shape of a human face?
Yep.
So like, what if you drew like an anime head, or you can actually just do this. You just draw topology over this.
So if I were to include the nose and the mouth, it would kind of look like...
Yeah. You're basically just tracing over top of the form.
Yeah.
You're drawing along the edge of the form, topology-wise. So it requires an understanding of the 3-dimensional form.
Yeah, like maybe the cheek pushes out a little bit, so that's why maybe wireframe going out a little bit more. I'd love to join your school. If I just wish it wasn't $800 Canadian. Oh, well, that's why we have our streams.
Fully drew and rendered a piece without flipping the canvas.
Nice.
Nice. Now when you flip the canvas, though.
Let's hope it doesn't look...
Have you flipped the canvas yet?
That's the ultimate test. Yeah, that's a wireframe around
That's
the head.
not a good thing. To be fair, the canvas never really gets flipped on stream.
Yeah. The more you draw, the more you get a feel for like symmetricality and stuff. You don't really need to flip as much, but I flip if I really need to make sure if it looks right. Sometimes what I'll do is if it doesn't look right with the current, if I'm drawing something and I'm like, okay, this looks a little bit off, I don't know what it is, flipping it will actually give me a fresh start. It will give me a fresh pair of eyes, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I know where this went wrong and where that went wrong, and so flipping canvases helps a lot. It really does. Anyways, I was gonna blend these two faces together.
Just bought the first book. Yeah, I'm so excited. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Louise. Miley, hello. Hi, I'm redrawing an old drawing of mine, possibly new Anime Academy OC coming soon. That's fun.
Ooh, that's fun. We'll love to see it.
How would you flip it on paper? You can use a mirror.
Yeah, you can use a mirror. What I used to do was once I finished the drawing, I would like take the paper up like this and just turn it, and so I could see the backside.
Yeah,
but
technically, there's a couple ways you could do it. Number 1,
flip it like
there you
that,
go.
and check.
Number 2, you can use a mirror. Some famous painters were known to have a mirror above their desk so they could just look up at it and it would give them a mirrored version of their artwork.
That's interesting.
Some painters would paint on a, easel like this, and they'd have a mirror behind them and they can look at it and they'd see a mirrored image of their artwork.
So the person said yes for the Anime Art School, the Anime Art School Live.
Okay, so the Anime Art School is 7 classes that are pre-recorded that you can go through at your own pace. And it brings you through many of the foundations of drawing anime perspective, backgrounds, all that kind of stuff you can see on that page. The Anime Art School Live is a live class that's going to be starting February 8th, and we're going to meet every Saturday, and you're going to get homework, and you can turn in your homework and we will review it live during class. So it's going to be 10 weeks long, and we're going to do a 2-hour lesson plus critiques afterwards, so the class might run for 3 or 4 hours. So we have 2 hours for the lessons, and then we have classes, or not classes, critiques afterwards. So that's the difference between them.
How much does the pre-recorded ones cost?
The pre-recorded ones cost $497
US dollars.
Yep.
$497 US dollars.
And there are seven classes.
Are we still doing the promotion?
Sure.
So if we have an incentive where if you want to get Anime Art School, you get you get a watercolor drawing that looks like this, signed, of your character, and we mail our 2 books to you that are also signed. So that's the promotion that we have if you get Anime Art School or Anime Art School Live right now, if you're on stream.
Yes, I would love to know if in the Plus course you get all that is available in the Anime Art School. No, they're separate. Where do you see the course content? My library looks blank on the site. Did you purchase the Anime Art School or Anime Art School Live? Do you have any? Yes. The complete edition you purchased? If you can't see anything on the library, and you purchased the school and you're logged in, then there might be some sort of a problem. You can reach out to me on Blue Social app or the email.
Will this promotion still exist in 4 years? I don't know about that.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't know how long it's going to be going for. So for me on my laptop, I only see the 2 courses. I'm not sure.
Maybe you can send a screenshot of what you're talking about, so we can have a better idea.
Reach out to me. To Prehistoric Playtime. So you purchased. Well, you were just asking about the anime art, the difference between the two. So do you already own the Anime Art School Complete Edition? Like you purchased it, and your card or PayPal or whatever was charged.
It's not the emailing list.
Okay, then you won't see it.
Yeah,
you only get access to the classes after they're purchased.
Yes.
There's the emailing list is the emailing list. So I'm not sure exactly what you're asking them. I'd love to know the plus points. Where do you get the first content? My library looks blank on the site. Yeah, there would be nothing in your library. Vio has arrived. Hello.
So if you did not buy it, it would not be in your library.
Yeah, if you have not
to pay for
purchased
it.
something, you will not be able to see
the
classes and watch the videos.
If you want to see information on it, then you can go to our profile.
Yep. So you can just, if you want to see information on the school itself, you can just go to this. That right there, I posted it in the chat. Have you guys ever made a draw an object inside another object? Like inside of a bounding box? Can you give an example? How long have you guys been drawing for? Over 20 years each.
Yes. So this is my preferred way of drawing hands. I like starting like this because I already know the proportions of the hand and how big the fingers are going to be compared to the palm, so I can do this really easily. If you want a really simple way to figure out the proportion, your palm is about the same length as your middle finger, so you can use that as a proportional method. And so that's the way
Are the 2 courses covering different content? Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So the live and the recorded.
Yeah.
So the recorded one is not a course, it's 7 classes. Would you recommend doing one then the other? It really depends.
It depends on how you want to work.
So the complete edition, the recorded one, has 7 classes. And they're long. They're like 14 weeks. I think the anatomy one is 12.
Yeah.
They're 14 weeks long. It's an entire year-long program, right? And that you go at your own pace.
Yep.
The live class was designed so you can get real feedback from us weekly on Saturdays so we can help you improve your work. So there's a lot of people who have both, and there's a lot of people who only have one. It just depends on you.
Yes.
Because we had classes available online that do not come with feedback, and a lot of people were wanting feedback and were wanting live lessons that had a specific start time to force them to go and get up and learn. So it really depends on you.
Yeah. If you're the type... Sorry. I was going to say, if you're the type that doesn't like to be like pushed or just want to go at things at your own pace, then the regular is fine.
Yeah. So as far as the content goes, the complete edition, it's like 85 hours of content. So it covers a lot of different stuff. So a lot of the content that's being covered is going to be similar, but the live one, we're going to be teaching it live. You're going to be able to ask questions in the chat room, and you're going to be able to turn in homework and get it critiqued. Yeah. So it's like a live class, like a live college class.
Yeah.
But yeah, what iPad Mac review for draw on? This is Sunflower. This is the iPad Pro 13-inch. Yeah, no problem. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Yep.
I'm in the DC server, and you can just DM me. My DMs are open. Would you recommend doing one then the other? Yeah, it just depends. I would recommend doing the one that you think you're gonna do.
I think if you're gonna do both, I would say the regular one is great for if you want like a reference point and you're like, okay, I want to go back and check those videos out. It's like a great resource that you have forever. For the second one, you can basically do work for the regular version, and then you could come to us and ask feedback on your piece that you're working on in Anime Art School, the regular version, as well. So it's kind of like a big library of references that you can have.
Some people are worried that they're going to buy a class and never go through it. So they buy the live one, and then it gets them to attend class and do the homework. Other people are like, oh, I prefer a recorded class that I can go through at my own pace over time. And some people want both. Some people want the live class, and then they want the recorded one as a reference that they can go through whenever they want. But remember, the recorded one is very, very large.
It's very long.
It's big. It's like 85 hours of content. There's 7 different classes. There's an entire anatomy class and figure drawing class. There's an entire character design class. There's an entire perspective class. It's very large. So to a lot of people, that's very intimidating. So they'd rather just get the live class and show up every Saturday and attend class and then do their homework and turn it in.
And by the way, since these are 10-week classes that are 2 hours lectures, we're not going to cover every single thing that Anime Art School, the regular recorded versions, would do.
Yeah.
We cover that stuff much more in depth because we have the time to. But for the live, it's a little bit more condensed. Yeah. But you have accountability. So, hey, Chio-san.
So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of fast.
Yeah, sorry.
The two, yeah. Hands.
Yes, hands.
Would you guys draw on? Yeah, it's just an iPad. Clear sky. I'm actually not sure about your question though. I don't really know what you mean exactly.
So, to draw some hands, you can start things a little bit differently. What I like to do if I really have no ideas of what to do for hands is start with a side view. Sometimes I'll notice this in Disney drawings or Disney hand drawings is they'll just literally draw.
Oh, okay. I see your screenshots.
Oh.
So no, you're not. There's a server that's opening. So the classes are running February 8th through April 12th. We've actually already set up the server for it. You're gonna get an invite to that soon. So I can actually invite you right now. I finished setting it up yesterday. So now I totally see what you're saying.
Okay. Do you guys have lessons in rendering and shading with colors for your art? Yeah, Colton teaches that. So that'll be in the class, the Anime Art School as well.
So let me just grab the invite for that and send it to you. But again, the classes don't run until February 8th.
Yeah.
So that actually screenshot that you sent me, it said estimated to run mid-January. That's not right. The page that you purchased it from is the real dates. Server settings. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So you can see that once I started with the side view, which is just the index finger and the thumb, I can then just overlap the fingers underneath and create whatever shape I want. And you got a very simple hand.
No, I totally get it. So you were the one that got it. I didn't realize you already got it.
Oh, okay. So they got the live, right? Okay. Clear Sky, do you have an OC?
So there you go. So with that, Clear Sky, you get access to the promotion that we're running. So watercolor. Do you want a watercolor done of your character, and do you want us to mail you our 2 books signed? Because we'll do that for you.
I'm trying to figure out how to like simplify the side view of the hand. It kind of looks like a Y shape, or kind of looks like a branch or a tree. And then you can like overlap the rest of the hands like on the outside, however you want to do it. That's how I like to draw hands alive. I have no idea what I'm doing.
39 submissions for Secret Admirer. Yes, and I do need to talk about that. So, everybody who is watching the stream right now, there is a challenge that is going on, that is going to happen, and it's a Secret Admirer Valentine's event in the community. It's completely free to enter. If you're basically going to be drawing a picture of someone else's character for them, and then you are going to get a picture drawn of your character in return. So, if you're interested in that, make sure you join our server, our Blue Social App server, and go to the announcements channel and fill out that form. So if you want to do that, so far there are 39 applications. So I forgot to talk about that. So everybody go over and check it out.
It's really nice. It's gonna be really fun to see.
Yeah.
How do you join the server? You can go to our profile.
You can go to our profile, or you can DM our TikTok and ask for it. I feel bad for the people whose questions who have been ignored. You are more than free to go stream and start a live stream and answer everybody's questions. Totally fine. You can DM them all and say, hey, I'll answer your questions for you. Otherwise, stop complaining. It's all good.
We have 2 chats as well, so there's 2 comments that we're trying to manage.
There are about 140 people watching.
All right, let's do some. I want to try to do some fur. I'll just do a really quick fur tutorial. I don't know if the person's still there, but I might as well do it really quick. If you want to draw fur, you can, instead of just drawing, now you can definitely draw fur like this.
Riff is 4 years old. I've been trying to redo it, but with like your promo watercolor.
Oh, awesome. So you can definitely do fur like this, but I feel like it's a little bit not super elegant. So instead of drawing very harsh lines on the edges, I would actually revert to more like hatching, and using that as a way to add some gesture. So what I like to do is I like to make one side textured and another side smooth, so it creates this nice like dynamic feel to it, because there's like variety, right? And they're not just all the same texture all around. There's a bit of smooth and there's a bit of texture. So that's how I would approach fur. And if you want, you can even add a bit of a turning edge right here, like that, and that will make it look more fur-like because you see the form.
There's that. All right, so for everybody who's asking for the invite to the server, I'm sending those out.
Alright, awesome. No, nothing. Alright, let's see what else we should do. I know that we have figure poses, which would be really fun.
So Prehistoric Playtime, if you want to let me know your username on the Blue Social app, I can manually give you the role. The phone verification is a Blue app thing, so we don't get overrun by spam and bots. So if you want to give me your username, I'll just manually add your user. fighting poses.
Fighting poses? Ooh, I'm gonna have to look up reference for that. We'll see if I have time to do that. It takes a long time to do, but I think if you want to draw some poses, I like to think, okay, what's going on with my torso? And what's going on with my legs? Ooh, I did not write that right. Legs. Because if I get my torso and legs the way I want it to, I can basically put my arms in any position that I want. So let's say if I'm going to be drawing a girl that's jumping in the air.
Alright, I give you the roll.
Awesome. So here, maybe I'll think, okay, the torso may be twisted this way. So maybe we'll have a torso leaning more towards the side. So we have this curve to the torso. And then maybe we'll have the legs coming together and they're bent going outward. And this looks like a pretty good pose. It's pretty cute. In fact, maybe I'll have one leg maybe a little bit uneven. Let me see. So maybe we'll have one leg going up and maybe one leg kind of slightly bent. Let's see if that works. I don't know. Maybe I don't really like that too much. You ran out of juice?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that. You know, this leg is going back in space, so this will appear a lot smaller, and then the foot will come out. And then for the arms, I can pose them like this. That'd be heckin' cute. I can pose them like this. That's really cute as well. I personally really like the pose of the arm, one going out and one slightly bent, because it has a lot of variety. So the more variety you add to the poses, whether if it's in the torso or the legs or the arms, the more energetic it'll feel. And I would say start very simple like this too, because that's just, I would say, easier to plan out your poses. Disney Channel legs.
How do I do line art smoothly? Like I've just been doing lineless art for a year by now.
Practice.
So if you avoid doing it, you won't get any better at it. So I would recommend doing exercises and practice. Otherwise, yeah. If you just do lineless art, you're not going to get much better at doing lined art.
Yeah.
It's a volume thing.
Yeah, it is a volume.
The larger amount of volume that you do, the better you'll get at it. There's really not much of a secret to it. DL teach fundamentals for someone starting this year, complete beginner. Yep. Our streams, our classes, they're all geared towards absolute beginners as well.
So here, maybe I'll have a pose that is more of a wide stance. So I figured out that maybe the torso will come out and then the legs would be wide.
Where can I find your video? What video?
And that already creates a balanced look. And then the arms can be wherever you want. Depends on what you want them to do. Do you want them standing defensively? Do you want them standing more of like a hero pose? Put their arms on their hips.
Tips for drawing without reference. You have to build your visual library.
So you have to draw with reference for a while.
You draw from reference a bunch, and you really study the forms and the details of things. Mm-hmm. And then when you go to draw without reference, you know what things look like because you've studied them.
Yes. It takes years, by the way. It's not like, oh, once you draw something without reference, or once you draw something with reference once, you can't really memorize it because your brain's not used to it. So keep having the reference by you.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I've drawn so many figures to the point where I do know the proportions of the figure. I do know how hands generally look, so I can do it mostly without reference. But if it's a very complicated pose that I don't know, then I would use the reference with pre-existing knowledge that I've built up over the years. So, got some figure poses, rendering tips. Do you want to do some rendering tips, Colton?
Rendering tips?
Yeah, up to you.
I mean, rendering tips on what?
I don't know. If they're still here.
Rendering what?
I mostly draw in a cartoon style, but I do enjoy the anime style, so your short tuts help a lot. I'm so glad.
Are your beginner teaching videos on YT? We do have some content on there. We have a lot of content on TikTok. We're the same name on every platform, Draw Anime Academy. So you can find us there. You can find our classes on the link in our profile as well.
You show how to render eyes. I can do it again. I did one earlier, which you can rewind to, but sure, why not?
What's the hardest thing to learn about art? I think the hardest thing is putting in the work.
Yeah, putting in the work.
I don't think any particular thing is much harder than another. I think the hardest part by far is simply getting yourself to do it.
Yeah.
Consistently for a long time.
So when I render eyes and I'm rendering it in color, I think in black and white in my head. I'm thinking, okay, this blue is a medium gray tone. So I'm going to make sure that my shadows aren't too dark and they're not too like low contrast. Well, of course, this will depend on your style. So I chose this blue and I'm thinking, okay, where's my light coming from? My light's usually coming from the top. So let me put a little arrow up here. But the thing is, there's an eyelid that's going to cast a shadow on top of the eye. So I have to make sure that when I'm drawing in the eye, there's a shadow being cast. So this is where I'm marking my area of shadow.
What is rendering? Rendering is showing the form as it responds to the light, for the most part. People will use rendering in loose terms in different ways, but rendering generally means you are showing the different sides of the form as it responds to the light that is hitting it. So it essentially just means adding information.
Yep, light and shadows with texture, stuff like that. It's not just adding little details, like just for the sake of prettiness.
Yep. Yeah, rendering is describing the form as it responds to the light.
Yeah.
And so painters, for example, put in a lot of time avoiding how to avoid rendering and indicating forms with as simple as brush strokes possible.
Brush economy.
Which is brush economy, yeah.
Bottom will tend to have a bit of bounce light coming from the ground, so I make this part a little bit lighter and add a different hue, just to make it look more interesting because it's anime after all. And then from the sky, you'll generally have a bit of reflective light in the very dark depths of the shadow, so it creates this nice like watery look.
Hey Tira.
Hey Tira.
Guess we're still here.
Yeah.
For now.
And then add in a highlight because that is where the light source is coming from. So generally there will be a big spot of light, and it's a specular because it's a lens.
Jackson plays guitar. Rose Novacod, thank you for the follows.
How do you use different colors to make character skin to look cool?
Cool.
That would depend entirely on your tastes. I would say, what vibe are you going for? Are you going for more of like a colder look? Are you going for more of a warmer, sunshiny look? The colors is more about how you feel about things. I add a bit of orange on the edges to make it look like it's kind of vibrating against the white. So that's another little stylistic choice that I like to make for eyes.
Pressure curve?
My pressure curve looks like this.
Like that.
Looks like that.
It gets pushed a little bit back from this just so we don't have to press so hard on the screen in order to get a dark, completely opaque color. But in no way is this required. It works totally fine default.
Yep. So you want a colder vibe? You can go for more of a monochromatic vibe. And I also don't know what skin tone your character is. I would say, think about the overall setting of what your character's in. Are they in a cold, dark setting? Is the light affected with blue, or is it, something a little bit more neutral? I would say have a bit of a environment around your character that is affecting your character and the vibe. So blue backgrounds will tend to kind of mute warmer colors. You can use grays to achieve a warm tone without having to use orange. See, this is like a very, very muted gray right here. It's not orange at all. And that's because blue does that. I mean, I may even just... it's all about the context, I think. Like, you can literally make the skin blue and you'll, like, know what it is in terms of the context.
Ooh, that would be fun. Imagine having something like this and having the shadows something down like... just like that.
Ooh. Ooh.
Maybe something like this. Maybe not quite as... that'd be fun.
What effect does purple and gold have? It makes, I don't know. Depends on what your piece is like. If you're talking about, like, a dress or something. Oh, that's cool.
What if you had like that?
Yeah,
kind of
let's
color
do that.
scheme?
If you have like a dress that has purple and gold, it tends to give a royal feel. I don't really know what. It depends on what your piece is about.
Oh, so how's everybody doing today? How has everybody been handling who are in the States at least? How did everybody handle the ban, and what do you think now that it's back, at least temporarily? Did you cried?
Oh. I cried for a little bit.
You didn't cry because it was getting banned. You cried
No,
because
I was
of
saying
the community.
Yeah.
And me, my TikTok. Yep. There's a lot of people saying it got sold. Well, nothing official has been announced. Especially because I missed the final stream. Yeah, I'll never forget that either. My friend is American, we were saying goodbyes.
Oh.
I used Insta for 3 hours and woke back up to TikTok because I knew it was going to be that. It's so cool. The app is different in a bad way. I haven't noticed anything different with it.
I think it's more of like an emotional thing, maybe.
I mean, if you think about it, there's no way the algorithm wasn't screwed up. There were no posts that were made for 14 hours straight, and number two, almost all of the posts that were made in the days leading up to the ban were just goodbye posts and edgy stuff and unhinged stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the content felt different just because we're coming back to an app that had all this goodbye content posted on it. But, that's just me. Like, I can't imagine. I'm saying for the American stuff. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be different, at least initially. But I don't care. I'm not married to the platform. We said our goodbyes. TikTok is dead in our hearts. If it goes again, it is what it is.
Look at that.
It's fun.
Colder colors tend to give colder vibes, so I would say maybe add more purples, add more things that don't feel lively, right? Like if I added orange to any part of the figure or to the color palette, it'll look more welcoming and inviting. I mean, it already looks more welcoming and inviting right here, but if I took it out, it looks more like cold cyberpunk, snowy vibe.
I don't remember adding this song. It's probably yours.
It's mine.
It's catchy though.
Oh, I'm glad. Maybe it's just a white coat.
Yeah, neither Christina nor I have a personal TikTok. Well, that's not true. I do, but I don't use it. I haven't logged on to it in, I don't even know, 8 months. And I only post pictures of my mom's cat.
She's like a cold doctor. Sounds kind of cool.
Do you draw eyelashes facing down, like when the character looks down?
You can think of it like a sphere. So if the character's looking down, that means their eyelids are going down in this direction. And eyelids like to fan out, and you would basically make sure that the eyelashes wrapped along the lid, right? It's not gonna go like this away from the eyelid itself. It's going to travel along with it, but I would say it fans out like that, radially. So it looks like this. And as it gets further away, it's going to get a little bit more condensed, and as it gets towards you, it's going to make it be a little bit farther away. You're welcome. What brush are you using? You can find this in our profile.
Yes.
What's the cat's name?
Poppy. Poppy.
Poppy. I love poppies.
Yes. You can also find the brush on our Blue social app server, pinned in the resource share channel.
I think I'm sitting crookedly, so my back is like, eh.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Weird little dude.
Yep. An example, gold and purple giving a royal feeling. Gold always, I mean, since gold is a metal, right? Gold is a metal that's precious. So anytime you'll see gold, whether if it's on a dress or whether if it's in someone's hair, it's going to feel royal. Like, that's more of like an accent color. I mean, purple as well is historically known as a very expensive product. So back then, if you want to go for more of a medieval project, giving someone a very indigo or purple dress is going to up their social status. By the way, you can have purple, like here, and I'm only speaking on dresses because I don't really know what you mean by like adding purples and gold, because I don't know what your piece is about. I don't know if it's about a character or if it's about an environment. But like, let's say, I would say more so gold is the one that makes things more flashier and more extravagant. Because I can have a plain purple dress like this. Wow, that's actually looks really cool on screen. But if I add gold accents, which is like maybe this kind of burnt, this kind of interesting warmish yellow tone, and I add like a gold embroidered pattern. It's going to give it a different effect. And especially when I add in the little highlights on the gold specks itself, it's going to feel shiny. It's going to feel more like gold.
Any other app except Procreate? Most of Christina and my work on the PC is done in Photoshop. Live is so entertaining and never stay on lives, but this one has me hooked. Well, I'm glad. You can go over to our YT channel as well and subscribe on there. We also go live there, and the future of TikTok is uncertain. But
yeah.
We're happy to have you here.
Like maybe this whole thing is gold, and I'll add some little specks. Just gives it that special touch. I would just say anything that has gold in it will feel extravagant. You can do it for like a minimalist style. Like some people will have like a very simple blazer that's white, but maybe the lapels will have a gold edge around it.
We are 7 subscribers on YT away from hitting 13,000. Here's our YT. 12,993. So we're refreshing it, and maybe we'll be able to hit 13K during this stream.
Do you guys have a YT video on just perspective?
Just perspective? I am actually going to be making a couple of them. Actually, yeah, I have made one. It got really popular a long time ago.
Yes, it did.
I'll show you the video. You can find it. It's called "You'll Never See Perspective the Same Way Again," and it's more of a different way to think about perspective and like how that works. But I am going to be putting up more content on perspective in the future. This is it. Actually, how do I get this coming up larger? No, I don't want that. Get out of here. Whatever. This video. You'll never see perspective the same way again. This video. That was my video a couple of years ago. It got pretty popular. And yeah, it kind of talks about perspective and stuff. It's not so much like a tutorial as it is a way to think about 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and in their uses, that kind of thing.
Am I allowed to art dump in one of the art channels?
Art dump?
Like, dump
Just
a bunch of art?
Dump all of your art? I mean, I don't think there's anything against it.
No, I don't think so. I think you can.
I wouldn't just spam all of the art you ever made in your entire life in there, but I mean, you can. Is there an art dump channel?
I don't think there's an art dump channel.
Stress-free art dump. Yeah,
Oh,
put it
there
in
is.
that one. So
Okay.
there's a channel called Stress-free art dump. Stress-free dump. That's the one. That is the one that it was designed for. That's an old channel.
Yeah, I remember that.
There you go. There's an art dump channel. I forgot it existed. It's so old. Just followed your YT. Awesome. Thank you.
you.
Look at this. Yippee! Thank you everybody who just subscribed. We hit 13,000 on the YT channel. Yes.
What's the difference between the art whip and the other ones?
Work in progress is what WIP stands for. So something that is unfinished is generally what you would post in the WIP channel.
I mean, I know that people also post whips in art shares as well.
So ArtShare 1, 2, and 3, they're just separate channels. You can pick one of them and post in it. Don't post the same image in multiple of those. Server fan art is where people put fan art of Christina and my characters. Studies share is art. You can post studies that you're doing. If you're doing plein airs, if you're doing still lifes, if you're studying a style, you can put it in there. Stress-free art dump is just a channel that you can put whatever, dump, spam, art, whatever. Critique channel is where you can get critiques on artworks that you've made, and art help is where you can get help on an artwork if you're trying to figure something out, that sort of thing. How do I join? You can direct message us here on TikTok and ask for the invite, and I will send it to you because I already have it copied to my clipboard. Otherwise, you can just go on our profile and find the little linky there and click on it, but not everybody can see it. Let's see, what else? Commissions.
There people like to do adoptables and post their stuff there.
So whatever paid art, if you want to commission somebody, you can look in there. Art trades is when people make art for each other and trade. Art collabs is when people work on an artwork together. And then there's adoptables and stuff, which is a channel for adoptables. Tori is our expert on adoptables. I'm sure she would love to talk about it. And yeah, that's a lot of the art channels for the most part. Alright, I see a request.
How to join our Blue Social app? You can go to our profile and the invite link is in there. If you cannot find that, if you cannot find it, you can DM us and ask for it.
OCs that you don't want anymore can be adopted through that channel.
Yep, that's
I've never done an adoptable before in my life.
basically, you could say like, oh, I made this OC and I like the design, but I don't really want a new OC, so I can just put it up as an adoptable. Someone else can have it.
Oh, I was gonna let you know, Christina.
What's up?
We got a message from
Is someone important?
from a channel on TikTok called TikTok Live Creator. They're an agency,
Oh.
but they're verified and they have 1.5 million followers.
Okay.
And they said, I've heard about agencies before on TikTok, and a lot of them are scams, but
This
some
one
of them
seems
aren't.
legit.
This one's legit.
Okay.
So they messaged us, and I'm thinking about reaching back out to them.
Oh, what did they say?
They're big.
What did they say?
Nothing, just
Oh, okay.
a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But the people who they represent have to have at least 50K followers and have at least one live stream achieved average concurrent viewers of 100 plus in the past 30 days, yada yada. So that's kind of neat.
Very interesting.
Lot of scams and spams, but this one is legit, and they're not all. But that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
TikTok works really weird. There's like agencies where they're people who like, not people, they're businesses that work with creators that are like working with TikTok. I don't know a lot about them. We've never used them.
Have you done a tutorial for clothes? We will be making some more on our YT channel.
But they're a verified channel as well, which is big. Because TikTok, it's really hard to get verified on.
Can you draw toddlers? It's for my school assignment, but I have no idea of the feature. How the features are different. You can use toddlers are fun. I like to think of toddlers as large heads and smaller bodies, and also, you know, kind of more like chubbier bodies as well. So I like to draw toddlers kind of like an egg shape for the torso. Large head, torso kind of looks like an egg. The legs, since toddlers also are not developed, they don't have any curves, or they'll have very little curves. So you can make the bodies quite smooth. You can make the arms pretty chubby. I would say as long as the head feels pretty big, it looks like a toddler.
Yeah.
Chunky legs as well also gives a very childlike vibe. So no muscles or anything like that. No, nothing like this. Just keep it pretty smooth overall.
Like a furry type
Yeah.
deal.
It kind of is like that.
Like the dog foot or the animal foot.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does look like it. What the heck? Hold up. Oh, the way I drew it looks a bit odd then.
Foreshortening tutorial, please. Foreshortening goes into camera lenses. Camera lenses is a difficult subject to understand. So if you want to learn how to do foreshortening properly, you have to really understand how close your camera is to the thing you're taking a picture of. That's the biggest factor when it comes to foreshortening.
I just got inspired by this, the purple and the gold, so I was like, I'm just gonna make an outfit that has a purple and gold vibe. Ooh, I'm pulling out the thing.
Naruto run. So here's a little duder on his thing, right? And if I'm gonna take a picture of him, I wanna put him like leaning up a lot more. Maybe we'll do something like that. So if I take a picture of him like this, I need to make sure I can see it. There we go. This guy needs to move over. So if I'm taking a picture of this guy with my phone like this, push him back. With my phone, foreshortening is really about camera lenses. So if I zoom out and I move closer to his face, look how big his head is versus his leg down here. See, if I got his leg right here, his head, his nose is as big as his leg. Look at that. But if I move my camera further away and I zoom in, his nose is no longer as big as his leg. See, look. His nose is now not bigger than his leg. So this has to do with the proximity of the camera to the subject that I'm taking a picture of. Meaning, if I'm 1 inch away versus if I'm 6 inches away, that's going to create a huge difference in the foreshortening. That's the largest factor when it comes to the rate at which something is foreshortened, right? Foreshortening meaning how fast is something getting smaller as it goes further from the camera. What kind of mannequin is that? It's Toa Heavy Industries. I'm
1,000 toys.
I'm not joking. It's gonna run you like $300 or $400. They're not in production anymore. These specific mannequins, you'll always get a couple people in the chat going, "Oh, you can get them for $20 on blah blah blah." No, this specific mannequin is called Toa Heavy Industries, 1/12 scale.
We'll just write smaller. You know, I'll just write it down here.
Toa Heavy Industries.
$1,000 toys.
By 1,000 toys.
1/12 scale.
1/12 scale. So for who is asking about the mannequin, and this is the male figure. Who is asking about the mannequin, that is the exact mannequin. You can find that one online. There are other mannequins online that you can find that are a lot less expensive, but the one that we have is that one, and it's really good. It's really good. So animators do it to exaggerate the movement. You can definitely use foreshortening to exaggerate movement and create more dynamic scenes.
I know that unsettling scenes will have like a very like
Wide lens.
wide lens.
Yeah, like You can take a picture of someone's face in like a really wide lens. Like that. And it creates like this really creepy effect.
It looks creepy, horrible. That looks like a meme.
So yeah, you can do a lot with camera lenses.
Hi, Yeleni? I don't know how to pronounce that. Do you give advice on steps to making a manga?
That would be a writing thing.
That would be a writing thing. I would say first and foremost, learn how to write.
Mangas are stories, and so you would want to take a storytelling class or learn more about writing. We mostly just keep drawing. But eventually we'd like to make our own manga and dive into the world of writing.
Mm-hmm. I would love to.
If you want to learn about writing, I suggest taking a writing class, read some books. There are different books on story structure, like Save the Cat, Joseph Campbell's The Hero with 1,000 Faces. There's what's that other guy's story arc thing? I don't remember. Look up different story structure. Let's look.
Yeah, how do you pronounce your name, Yeleni? I'm sorry, I just butchered it, but I would love to know how to pronounce it.
Oh, come on. TikTok wants us to solve a puzzle. There we go.
What about that one stream that we saw that they were solving the puzzle as well?
Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell, Save the Cat, The Story Grid. You can learn about 3-act structures.
Oh, yeah.
4-act structure by James Scott Bell.
I've heard of the
Dan Harmon's Story Circle. That was an important one. But yeah, there's a lot of resources online about writing and story structure. You could take anybody who wants to create mangas, create comics, do screenwriting. They generally will take classes on storytelling, so that's what you have to get into.
So, it like
Kylina, but take away the K
and the A and hold the E. So Eilina? Is it Eilina or Eileeni? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ooh, hi. Oh, thanks, Bruna. I was just watching one of the Udemy courses right now. You guys are the best teachers. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Eileeni. Okay. That's easy enough to remember.
But yeah, we don't really do very much teaching in terms of story structure. That's a pretty heavy writing industry thing. So if you want to make your own manga, there's going to be the drawing and there's going to be the story structure part. And we don't teach the writing part, at least not yet. We teach the art, we teach design, we teach character design, we teach, costume drawing, anatomy, perspective, composition, all that type of stuff.
Come to me for writing. Girl, I think you need a little bit more time for...
Come to me for writing? I'll pass. Maddie, let me know when you
take some writing classes.
When you're a bestseller. And I'll absolutely come to you for writing. Watching some of the Udemy courses right now. You guys are the best teachers. Awesome. Glad you enjoy the classes.
I like this dress. Cool. What do you think?
That's fun.
I like it. I always like the style of dress.
I've been writing for 7 years. I know a lot of people who've been drawing for 7 years, and I wouldn't take drawing advice from them. But Maddie, I'm glad you like writing.
I'm glad you like writing. Keep at it.
I said writing.
Yeah, writing and art's the same thing though. Just because you've been writing for 7 years.
It's a skill thing.
It's a skill thing.
I don't know you. I don't know your history as a writer. Teacher, I had a question. I'm having a hard time with gestures. Very literal with the lines and suggestions. Getting better at gesture drawing is mostly a volume thing. Like volume as in you're gonna just have to do a lot of it.
Yeah, it's your lines will get smoother the more you draw and get used to it. Like you'll notice that if you've only drawn like a very small amount of time, you'll notice that your lines are very shaky and they're very slow and they're very literal because it's like you don't know what else that you're doing.
Yeah.
But the more you draw, the more like, okay, I got a hang of it. I can understand what's going on, and so then you're like, okay, I can push the lines to look like this for the arm. I can push the head to look like this and all that stuff, and it'll be relatively pretty smooth.
It's a volume thing.
Do
a lot of it. I would recommend you do 2,000 gesture drawings of between like 30 seconds and a minute and a half, and then take it from there. Start with doing a couple thousand gesture drawings. It's just a volume thing. You need to do so much of it. Gesture drawing is one of those things that you really have to do a lot of it to get better.
If you want to draw fighting poses, first of all, find a reference, which I will.
That's fun.
Got the gotcha stuff.
Started making characters for anime or shows with my dad. I started posting gotcha versions of the characters, little sneak peeks. That's super fun.
Oh, that's fun.
30 to 1.5. Yeah, do 30 seconds, do 1 minute, do 1.5 minute. Do a couple thousand of them.
Fighting poses are very difficult because it looks like this, and it's very hard to break it down. If you're gonna, this is, I don't know. Let me try to find a better one. Not only that, but a lot of camera angles are very. This one's pretty good. Doesn't feel like it's too foreshortened or anything like that. So I would find pictures that are very clear like this. It's not crazy angles and stuff like that. And then if you were to break this down, I would first break down, think of it like figure drawing. If you've never taken figure drawing classes, it's going to be a bit difficult, but you always know that, especially you, Saturn, because you're a regular, you know that we always break down bodies in very simple forms. When I'm looking at this character, for example, I'm thinking, okay, what's the overall gesture of this character? It's going to go like this. So I draw that. And then I'm like, okay, so there's another curve.
Camera really hates to focus right now.
Oh, man.
There we go.
And then there's another curve by the leg, and I'm going to place it here because I'm also using a bit of observation. And then the arms are also twisted like this. So you can start off with your overall gesture and then add things.
And don't forget about your basic proportions as well.
Yes. So like for instance, I'll be like, okay, looks like the torso, including the pelvis, looks to be about this big. And I can always change this while I'm doing it. This is a little bit of a difficult pose because this person's twisting. That's why fighting poses are very difficult. So pardon me while I try to figure this out as well. So this person is facing the back, so that means we'll see his ears from the back view. We'll see his abs on this side. Here's a twist from the back, so it widens at the top. Let me see here. Okay, so his pelvis is facing a different direction as well. Leg comes forward. Wow, this is really confusing me. It's really difficult. So apologies if I don't draw this right.
You want me to take a stab at it?
You take a stab at it. This is very difficult. Even I'm struggling with it.
I've done a lot of gesture drawing.
You probably will have a better.
So Christina, I like that whole concept of this, right? You can have something like that. The foot, he's also on his tippy toes, you know. Could put the head like this. I see this shape right here, like that.
Yeah.
You actually see the back, and then you can actually kind of see his front. So this box is kind of coming over, so you see the back. And obviously, you know, here's his arm, here's this arm. It's coming back around like this.
It's weird because it's like he's twisting, his pelvis is facing completely towards us, and I'm like, huh?
So it's basically like that, right? So one of the important things is that you can see the top, and don't don't be afraid to make little breakdowns like this. You know, we can see the top of his shoulders and his head comes out. And then on this one, you can actually see the front. So he's got like this, probably cut that quite a bit. And then his pelvis is coming and you can see it sort of like, actually you could even kind of twist this more and just be like,
maybe in the side view?
Like this.
Yeah.
Right, his back.
That was what I wanted to do, but I don't think my line came out the way I
And
wanted.
his back would be like that. So don't be afraid to break down poses numerous times. Like, experiment. It's not about making an amazing drawing. It's about understanding what's happening. This is a horrible... Pinterest is so bad for something.
Yeah, I know.
Right? You got the arm, and that's coming and going away. You got this one, which is coming back like this. This is coming back and over like that.
Abs are showing.
This leg is coming out. You know, this is, you can see his latissimus dorsi right here. I would say another good thing is to break down the same pose multiple times. Like, draw it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
There's that. Ears.
Every time Colin draws gestures, it's very satisfying to look at, so I really like it.
You know, the foot is coming down there. This is going away. This is going like this. Like that. You know. This arm is going out. Something like that is totally fine. But this is the crazy part, is that you can see his abs. So his pelvis is really, really rotated. And I think part of the issue is that his latissimus dorsi is so big that it really kind of distracts from that overall rotation.
You know, that's a good point.
So it's like you've kind of got the box. It's almost like a side view of a box. You're kind of looking down at it a little bit like this. And then the back, you can see it very much like this. And so this edge connects to there, this edge connects to there, and that goes back in there. It's sort of like that kind of thing.
Wow.
And then the leg
I need
comes
to practice
down.
more poses like this. I got humbled, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm taking a class by a guy, he's a Magic the Gathering artist. And they'll spend 50 to 100 hours working on a single illustration. They'll do an entire series of drawings and breakdowns for one single pose that they want to put into an illustration. So if you can't get a pose first try, draw it 100 times. Draw it over and over and over. Draw it from different angles. You know, so maybe pull this out there and do something like that. Maybe try to draw this pose at a different angle as well.
Aw. Says, y'all are the best. You show us how to make masterpieces with stick figures like poses, and it helps a lot. My mom used to show me how to draw with stick figures, and it brings me back memories. That's so sweet. I'm so glad. Hey, Cat. You're finally here.
Like that, you know, maybe this is really up. Like that, this is really pushed back. The head is going to be at an angle, probably even down more than that. So maybe more like...
As long as you're safe, Cat, you're good.
So that comes back. This one comes forward. Right? He's really leaning back. And then this hip box is twisted. And he's got this leg coming out like this, going back, down, like this, and the foot comes out. This leg is gonna come kind of a little bit forward and then down and back. I would break down this pose and draw it from numerous angles and try to really understand exactly how this pose works, right? Maybe take my line of action and put it like right there.
There you go. It's a bit dark.
There's that one, you know, maybe push that down a little bit more. And a lot of the time you're going to tell yourself, oh man, this looks terrible. Who cares? Like, do these drawings to learn. Like, what's happening? What's going on? Everybody gets so obsessed with, does this look good? They forget to ask themselves, am I learning something?
That is so true.
Like, draw this pose and draw it like 50 times. People will draw a pose and it'll look terrible and they'll be like, oh man, and they'll just give up. Like, I just drew the pose like 1, 2, 3, almost 4 times.
I mean, you should see my first time.
Just trying to understand it.
Scroll up to my first
there's
time.
that one.
Look like that.
Yeah,
My first
again,
time
like,
was a huge failure.
you're not trying to prove that you can draw. Just try to understand something. Like, that's the biggest thing. You'll feel better as an artist and you'll learn something and you'll go, oh, I get it. See, I drew this from a different angle and now I notice that the knee is a little bit low. I should have put it like up here. He's lifting that up more. This leg, I probably should have put right there. See, that feels better to me. If I switched that location of the knee and the leg, feels a lot better to me. So I can just do that. And again, I'm not trying to make a beautiful drawing. I'm trying to understand the pose.
I mean, thank goodness that all you have to do is just draw this a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It just takes effort and time.
When you no longer care how the drawing turns out and you instead focus on, am I understanding what's happening? You stop having so much depressing episodes of, oh my gosh, I'm terrible, because it's like, well, yeah, this is terrible, but I'm learning. That's all I care about.
How do you deal with steep learning curves and expectations not matching your drawing skills?
That's, I would say, one of the hardest things about drawing in general. So, kind of along the lines of what I've been saying, which is like, you know, the arm here feels a little bit weird to me. Focus on, am I learning, rather than does this look good? Getting better at drawing will come through volume. Will come through drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. It's gonna happen. You can get good at drawing whether you want to or not, just by sheer amount. So a lot of the time, like, if you say, I'm gonna do 5,000 gesture drawings of 1 minute, I can guarantee you your first one is gonna look way worse than your 5,000th. And it doesn't matter what you feel in between them, the volume is the thing that gets you good, not what you feel about it. So if you can disconnect yourself from being sad during this period, this is the thing that's gonna get you better. And so what I say is, do the 5,000 and focus on the area in between the 5,000. Focus on enjoying it. Like, just showing up, doing the art, doing the lines, and having fun doing them, but not going, oh, does this look good? That's my advice on it. I struggled with this a lot. I've always struggled with this. Draw to learn something, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Loveless.
Do you post live streams do your past live streams save onto your channel for people who haven't seen them yet? Yes,
Yep.
It's already saved.
All of them. It'll be in the live tab on our channel. We have dozens of videos up at this Dozens. Gesture is suitable, I think, but when detailing it looks strange. Why? Probably a volume issue. There's like gesture, like for example, you know, you just start off with, say, something really simple. Right, so I want my proportions to look right, but small.
Thanks, Izzy, for the follow.
And maybe I have this, and maybe I have this, and then I go right here, plant this leg on the ground, right? I can even measure, I can go, okay. Most gesture drawings, you know, maybe look something like this. And then there's that. And then there's this. And let's just say we got this sort of thing. Maybe this arm comes out like that. This arm, which I don't really like that. No, that's fine.
You guys doing any weeklies this week? I'm doing my monthly, but I don't think I'm doing any weeklies this week.
So you can block the figure out in 2D, like this. And then when you want to add details, the first thing that is recommended to do in figure drawing is start adding volume. So this is going away, this is going away, this leg is coming towards, this leg going away. Maybe we'll have this going away. Maybe this is going away. Maybe this is coming towards. Maybe this one's coming towards, going away.
I think it's focusing on your hand.
Is it focusing on my hand again?
I think so.
There we go. So when you want to start adding details, understanding where these forms are headed in 3D space is really important, because if I add the deltoid here, that's going to be different as if this arm were going forward or going back. That's going to be a different angle of the deltoid that I'm going to see. Remember, these are all three-dimensional volumes. So, you know, you have the pectoralis, that connects here, shoulder. What direction do you want the head to look? Maybe you could do something like this. Chin.
I used to draw realistically and hated simplified styles, but later on found simple is better. Honestly, simple is also quite difficult.
Simple is hard.
Simple is hard.
Because it requires design.
Yeah.
If you're drawing realistic, if you're like copying something from an image, you don't have to design at all. You don't have to really solve any other problem other than, does this look like the thing that I'm looking at? Stylization is one of the hardest things to do because it requires actively designing while you're doing your work. That's why it's so hard to get hired at like Blizzard and Riot and stuff. So if you're wanting to start, you know, adding different details and everything, I would start with this.
Yeah. Well, because you're figuring out the proportions, you're figuring out the main volumes, and then the anatomy is kind of just like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the anatomy is important, but it's not like the most important.
Yeah. Is it like windy outside? Sounds like it's windy.
Is it? Ooh.
But yeah, that's what I would say. So you start with a gesture, and then you make sure you understand where your volume is going in 3D space. I need the Michael Hampton book. Michael Hampton has really good information on this as well. He has stuff on his channel, right? He'll do like the gesture, like this, and then he'll think about the wrapping lines. What direction is your form going? Is it going away from you? Is it going towards you? You can see that the wrapping lines are describing where the forms are going in 3D space, like that.
You can see that there's no, like, crazy muscles on that figure either.
Yeah. So this book is really good. I recommend it.
I recommend it.
Figure Drawing, Design, and Invention. It's good. It's a good, solid figure drawing book. Figure drawing includes gesture, form, and anatomy, and details as well. You know, a lot of this kind of stuff. But understanding your 3D forms is super important.
You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
Muscles don't grow on bones. You know what I mean? Like, you don't find the muscles starting from the sternum. It doesn't go past it, but it's like it just attaches to it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm lost.
I don't know how to describe it.
I'm not sure exactly. I think you're cooking.
Well, thank you for saying that in a nice way.
I think you're cooking. I can't smell it. I don't know. I made that up. Right? External obliques. Abdominal area. And this is where all of your anatomical stuff comes in. You know, your sartorius, your adductors, you know, your knees. And if you got the proportions right in the very beginning, this part isn't going to be as difficult. Your pectoralis, your latissimus dorsi, coming around up in there. You got your triceps on the bottom, your biceps a little bit. You got your elbow.
Y'all, I'm hungry, but there's no good food to eat. Rip. Also, those hot pockets are actually really good.
Sternocleidomastoid, which I put in the wrong place. Here it is.
It's a nice looking figure.
Of the other side.
Honestly, I feel like you're better at drawing figures than I am now.
Nah.
I think so. My poses always look so stiff. Just keep drawing.
Yeah. But I'm building that on top of the basic gesture, right? And like, if I'm breaking down a pose, I can go, oh, pectoralis here, clavicle, pectoralis back there, connecting to the humerus, deltoid. This is going back. This is going forward. This is going forward. Forward. Back.
Notice that Colton also draws lines that have different speeds, right? You'll know the difference between a slow line and a fast line.
Yeah, I use different types of marks.
So if your figure always has, or if your poses always have slow-looking lines, it'll look stiffer. So if you want to have more flowy-looking poses, maybe use some faster lines.
Variation in lines.
Yeah.
This creates visual interest. Variety is one of the most important things to create interest in art. So if I'm using different length lines, it's going to be more interesting. So yeah.
How can you memorize the location and position of the muscles? Can you tell me how? Draw them a lot and
Draw them a lot. Get an anatomy book, like Morpho or something, and draw them over and over and over.
Yeah, I had to draw them over and over and over.
There's a good book for it.
I understood where they actually were.
We also have our own figure drawing class. So in our anime art school, we have a complete figure drawing class. It basically covers pretty much everything in this book, from the very beginning to the end. And it's a recorded class with homework. So that sort of thing. But this is a good anatomy book. You know, I need to make sure I'm not opening the naked stuff. Right? There.
I like that one. That one's fun.
Buy a bunch of anatomy books. Stonehouse has a good anatomy book. And just draw them over and over and over. You will learn things through repetition. Do you need to go in this depth? Not necessarily. So here's the trapezius with the deltoid, with the infraspinatus and the teres major and minor and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, note.
And you just do it over and over.
What makes you want to start teaching others to draw manga?
I had really great teachers growing up. Or use Taco's book as a reference. Taco's books are pretty good. I think what Taco does really well is simplification of the complicated stuff. I like Taco's books a lot.
Glenn Vilppu's great.
Glenn Vilppu, actually, funny enough, Glenn Vilppu was the first anatomy course I ever took, anatomy and figure drawing course. And we had Will Weston, who was taught by Glenn Vilppu.
Hey, Masu.
Glenn Vilppu's amazing. He's a legend. I love his stuff. He's still teaching to this day, if he's not dead. He's very old.
He's very...
But he teaches, he's going to be teaching till the day he dies, just like Will Weston.
What made you start drawing? I wanted to teach people manga because, one, there was not a lot of good anime courses out there, at least back when I was searching for stuff.
Sketchbook on the bottom.
Oh, okay. And I also just liked teaching. Like, I was inspired by Colton. It's just a lot of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I love...
Home taught me a lot, and I wanted to pass that down because it helped me a lot too.
Here is some traditional marker, felt tip marker sketches, something just like this. Sketches that I did a year or so ago. And I would draw figures the same exact pose from different angles. I wasn't caring at all if they turned out good. I was just trying to increase volume. All of these are just really simple block mannequins from lots and lots and lots of volumes. And I would just overlap them and draw them, and I did hundreds of these. I should still be doing them to this day.
Yeah, I should be too. Kira just says, the book you got has a lady on the cover. You mean the Morpho one?
Some of these are studies, like I think some of these are studies from Taco's book, but a lot of these are just my own studies from references. And this is Tom Fox Draws. He has some content that I was studying for a while.
Mandrago says, hey, just wanted to say that I'm glad you guys are teaching fundamentals here. I've seen a lot of people jump into anime without realizing that the pros learned to draw the fundamentals first. I agree. Thank you so much.
Well, that's our background. My background is in concept art. So I was a concept artist for games for years, and went to FZD School of Design. We went to Art Center and learned Foundation. You know what I'm so hyped for?
What?
Craig Mullins on Colosso.
Oh,
I've already pre-ordered his class.
Nice.
I cannot wait for that. Craig Mullins is a legend. I've taken his class on Schoolism. Oh, it's so good.
For the steps to shading and lighting, is it more difficult like muscle anatomy?
For the steps to shading and lighting, is it more difficult like muscle anatomy? If you want to shade, well, if you're rendering human figures, you're gonna get cores and drop shadows. You're gonna get core shadows, you're gonna get cast shadows. So bony areas of the body are going to have a faster transition. Muscles are going to have a slower transition, and then you're going to get drop shadows. That would be in like a figure painting class or a figure drawing class with maybe like charcoal or something. They teach that a lot in there.
Hey, Glowberry.
Yeah, I could even look through some of the history here. I don't think you really do very many rendered figures here.
No.
Because you can't render unless you understand the forms. It just doesn't work. It's like if you can't draw a box, how do you paint a box?
Yeah.
Like it don't work.
Like those painted ones.
What?
No, I mean, I don't have any rendered figures, at least I don't think.
No, it's not. This isn't really rendered. This is more kind of simplified. You know, this could be a good example, like with a 5-value system. Actually, I want to make a YouTube video on a 5-value system.
Do it.
So, you know, clothing, figures.
The key is core shadow and drop shadow, like ambient occlusion.
No.
Ambient occlusion is when there's like absolutely no light coming through.
Ambient occlusion comes in like crevices and deeper areas, belly button, armpit, stuff like that, depending. A figure painting class or a figure like rendering class, that would be a step after the initial construction. Like, you would map out your lights and your darks. I'm trying to think. Like, does he do it at all in here?
I gotta.
And you would do stuff like what's the 2-value, the word for that again? Notan? Yeah, like you'd map out your lights and your darks, right? Like here's core. This is a drop. Core, right? Drop. So like this, the way that the artist Michael Hampton did this is he first constructed a head like here, and then he lit the head and mapped out his core shadows and his drop shadows and what is in light and what is in dark. But in order to do this, you have to understand the forms and the planes of the head if you want to shade it. So I would recommend taking maybe doing some studies of like an Asaro head. So we've got this little guy right here, and it's super dark because we've 3D printed it ourselves. So baby Asaro head. Well, that's not the baby head. The baby one is actually somewhere else. And doing some skull studies as well. That's always good. You know, get a little skull like this and draw it from a bunch of different angles. And then you know, learn the planes of the head here. You don't have to study the Asaro head. It's good, but you can study other head plane breakdowns as well. What was Christina up to earlier? Eyes. It's fun. I don't know what she's up to. Is she in the bathroom? I didn't listen to what she said. 3D printed at your library. I don't know if I really have very many drawings of the head in this. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. This is crazy. Y'all want to see my anime head drawing progress? Oh, I hate showing this. It's so embarrassing. Okay. So I'll bring up some of my recent stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe like these or those. So this, if you look in the early parts of this book, oh no, I was doing some anime head stuff. This was a couple of years ago. Like, this is my old sketchbook. So these are a couple of years ago. Look how bad these are.
Oh my gosh. Well, they weren't
Right?
bad.
I mean, I was like studying the head. These are drawings to understand, not drawings to look good.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
But like
that
you
one's
can
a little
see,
bit.
like, look how bad some of these are. I didn't understand the form at all. These are more Asaro head breakdowns and stuff.
Guys, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. Is that hyperpigmentation? These are a bunch of skulls that I did in different angles and stuff. But you can tell that, like, I did not
Oh my
understand
gosh.
anime heads that well.
Oh my.
I did not understand anime heads. This is probably a good year or two ago. Now, the heads that I've been doing these days, these are all the heads that I've been doing these days. So I did a lot of anime heads in the past before I ever did these ones. And there's some of the drawings that I did now.
Where were you for senior photos?
Yeah. Then why is Daddy laughing? Daddy don't know what he's doing. So yeah, these are all the anime heads and stuff that I'm doing these days. But you can see when I started, look at this. Look at these. It's fantastic. Like, look how bad these are. Look at these. They're so weird. And I didn't understand it at all. And I drew a whole bunch of them too. Right? Because I was an environment artist for a really long time. So as far as like perspective and stuff goes, like, I wasn't too bad at that. I just didn't understand the forms of the anime head and face. So as I work on my 1000 heads challenge, you can see, like, I got a lot more comfortable as time went on. So what happens is people do drawings and they look like this right here. Look at this. They look like this, or they look like these,
My goodness.
and then they quit. And they go, I'm terrible. This sucks. Everything sucks. I'm getting out of here. I'm quitting. But I didn't quit. And I kept drawing. And so, yeah, here's Ray.
Hi.
So these are all the drawings that I did just recently. There's toe funguses, OCs that I drew.
Have you ever
There's
thought of
Miki.
a 3D printing a character? Oh, I would love to do 3D.
Oh yeah.
Just
there's
trust the
Abby.
process.
Ray, Miki and Abby scheming. Even some male heads and stuff. I don't do a lot of male heads. So there's those. There's some more of them. There's Victor.
Victor.
You know. And I did a lot of exercises like this as well. Like, it looks silly, but this stuff really is important. Like, morphing and stretching forms and stuff. Pompadour gang. And especially this. I love this one. This is one I show all the time.
What do you think is the difference between anime anatomy and real humans?
Nothing. They're the
Nothing
same.
wrong. I mean, nothing different, honestly.
How do you draw guys so well? I've tried a difficult Guys are more based on this.
Yeah.
Guys, you're gonna see a lot more of the planes of the head.
Colton's actually a lot more used to drawing those heads, so drawing male heads is a lot easier.
Yeah. So like, if I'm gonna draw a circle, and I'm gonna draw the chin pretty far down, and my jaw is gonna be very far back, maybe even something like this. This angle right here is gonna be pretty sharp, and then this is gonna be a lot more squished. And so for guys, a lot of the time, what?
That's the eye socket.
Yep, a lot of the time this keystone corner on guys is very squished. So on guys, the brow ridge between the eyes, right, like here's the nose.
It's like the Stonehenge heads.
Right, like there's the nose. This shape right here generally looks like that on guys, but on girls, a lot of the times it looks like this, like a water fountain. That's what I've heard when in a class someone said it's more like a water fountain.
Welcome back, Froggy Draws. Saturn says, if drawing male head is so easy, why no Jake art?
I don't like Jake. I'm kidding. He's fine. He's fine.
Aw, every time I run into these lives, I get so much motivation to draw. I'm so glad.
And guys' eyes tend to be a lot smaller. And you get this flap of skin a lot of the time.
Oh, Tori just spams a bunch of Jake skull.
No, I'm kidding. I don't dislike Jake. I just don't have any reason to draw him ever.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Emma. Oh, Maddie's on our chibi class right now.
Oh, really?
Nice.
You know?
Oh, bye, cat.
And the nose is... Like, understand the planes of the head, right? You got the nose, which can be simplified into 3 planes, like this. You got the
Cupid's bow.
The jaw, which can come down here. You got the Cupid's bow. I actually like drawing them like this. And guys tend to have wider mouths too. Guys have pretty wide mouths a lot of the time.
You'll notice that if you draw them small, they look like this.
You know. And they'll have this a lot of the time, and their chin will be nice and big a lot of the time. What?
Aww.
Tori! Draw one out for the homie Jake. I haven't practiced Pretty Boys yet.
I'll draw Jake.
You want to draw Jake?
I'll draw Jake. Now I have so much motivation to draw because I ran into this live and I'm learning so much. I'm so glad.
Right, you'll get
Roxy. Oh, that's
you
fun.
get this kind of stuff. You'll get sometimes
Hey, Daphne.
shading there. You'll get a lot of the time. You'll get a little view underneath of the cheekbone right here. Right? What is that? That's this area right here. And it'll leave a lot of the time a little pocket. So underneath of this, the skull looks like this.
Yeah.
And then you've got that part that comes back, right? Underneath of this, you have that.
Thank you, Mendra.
That type of thing, right? Eye socket, side of the head. This is the, crap, I forget the name of this thing.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but it kind of curves back. And this thing is really round. Check that out.
I know.
You could practically fit your finger through there.
Ew.
A lot of people draw it straight back, but it's actually curved. It's round. And then, of course, your sternocleidomastoid connects to this little condyle right here.
Well, I don't blame them for drawing it straight because it looks straight from a side.
It does look straight. It looks straight from here. But if
Yeah.
you look at it from below, it's like very rounded.
Yeah.
You know, condyle back there, the ear, sternocleidomastoid comes down.
Thick necks for
They'll
the
have
boys.
very thick necks a lot of the time, and you'll have like, literally like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like JoJo, Manny.
Well, yeah, definitely.
I would think you can angle the jawline a little bit more up.
What, like this?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, you can. It depends on how you want the character to be.
Yeah.
And put the jaw a little bit more up.
Setnet, thank you for the follow, and Jade Temkin, thank you for the follow.
You'll get a lot of this a lot of the time. You'll get maybe something like that in there a lot of the time. And all of the shading is just based on those primitive forms right there. as well. Like if you're gonna shade this, it's all gonna be based on these forms in the first place.
It almost feels like once you just know the forms and the proportions, it's like everything just kind of falls in place for you.
Yeah. And so that would come from like basic form rendering type stuff. But yeah, study the skull. If you want to draw guys, it's generally a lot more similar to, this is a male skull, Caucasian, I believe, and this is an Asaro head, which is based on a male head as well. So study this. It's so hard to see on camera. It's so dark. We need to get our airbrush out and paint this stinking thing white.
I know. Have you ever had a creepy dream but end up drawing it as an OC?
Oh,
Not for me.
I love that. I'm really trying to get to the point where I can draw creatures well enough that I can actually illustrate some really creepy dreams I've had.
I had a really dream last night. No, it was like one of the coolest, most vivid like images I've ever seen. I'm like, crap, and I woke up right after I was gonna look at the images.
Can you bring up that Pinterest post again?
Yes. Here we go.
So I drew this pose. And I drew it starting with this, and then I tried to break down the back a little bit more, and then I drew it right here, and then I was like, okay, let me get this straight. I think I understand this pose now. So then I drew this from this reference. So this is a back view, and this is a front view of the same pose. And to me, that feels like the same pose of this dude. That to that. Yep. Feels pretty accurate to me. So I would draw this probably 5 to 10 more times from different angles just to really make sure that I understand what his body is doing. This is a good exercise. I was talking to my friend Ben. He's a character artist at Blizzard for the Overwatch. He's on the Overwatch team. This specific assignment. All right, Dahlia, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. This specific assignment of taking a reference and drawing it from a different angle is one of like the best exercises that you can do. That was actually specifically an assignment that he said he practiced a lot when he was practicing. What?
I'm gonna draw Jacob from the angle.
Right. You take the driver's seat. I will tinkle, tinkle.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Sure. I need to draw more poses like that too, honestly. Fighting poses. They're difficult. They are difficult. Do you think this left leg is too short, or am I wrong? Which one? It's possible, but that's just because... No, actually, no, I don't think it's too long. Maybe a little bit, but that can easily be fixed. I'm drawing Jake, who always gets neglected just because he's the only boy in our OC group. How do you draw dress ruffles? Well, I'm glad you asked. I will do that in a little bit. Oh, maybe I'll do it now. Ruffles, think of it like a cone. Ew, spit. Think of it like a cone that goes outward. Like that. And then you can use this whole thing as like a platform to draw your ruffles on top. So the further away the ruffles goes, the closer together these folds are. Ruffles. But then as it comes towards you, the ruffles are a little bit more spaced out.
I'm gonna be honest,
what? We have meal prep. We have the nice meal prep that you like.
Yippee! Watching Tarkov streams and eating yummy meal prep with bread. Oh, I can't imagine a better way to spend my night.
That sounds really, really relaxing.
I still never have seen a Tarkov mentioned.
Oh, I don't think they play Tarkov.
Nah, nobody plays Tarkov.
So ruffles are just like cylinders with a tiny end, a tiny front, and a wider end. And you just do that a billion times and overlap them. And they kind of look like triangles the more you overlap them.
Do any of your streams have an outfit? Did you enter that category in them? Or is it going to be in a future stream? Some of our past streams, we talked about outfits and design and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind exploring like a more focused themed stream. Like, for instance, we do a stream that's more focused on that's more focused on clothes, and the questions will revolve around clothes, but I'm not sure. I will make more tutorials on how to draw clothes though.
Yeah. Another thing that I noticed is that people who are more beginners tend to focus on specific details that are wrong rather than like the overall thing being correct. Like they'll be like, ooh, the thumb looks too small. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, or like they'll I've noticed that when you're newer to art, your brain will like fixate on a particular detail, and it's like maybe the thumb is too small,
Yeah.
or maybe the foot's too small, instead of like this kind of holistic view of the image going, is the overall thing working?
They'll only
How do you
focus
make
on
the thumb bigger?
Just
You select it and size it up.
transform it, yeah.
But how do you fix the entire piece? You have to reconstruct it from the ground up.
Right.
I have noticed that. Have you noticed that, chat? Is that something that y'all notice you do? You'll like draw an image, and maybe another person will critique you or help you with it, and they'll like fixate on like one little specific detail, like, the foot looks weird. Instead of kind of like an overall holistic approach to the image, just going, you know, is this the best way to show the idea? I noticed that as you get better at art, you focus more on like the overall concept.
The bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like that pose that I drew earlier.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely anatomical issues with it.
But like
Something might be too big, something might be too small, but the overall essence of the pose
is there. But like it's nothing major that you can just correct it. So
And
like
so
I wouldn't worry about if
yeah.
this was just a tad bit too short. I'm like, oh, just easy.
And
Move
so
it.
since that's a study trying to capture the essence of the pose, that's totally fine. But if I were to do like a proper rendered or put that pose in an illustration, then I would be like
Okay.
measuring
Yeah.
carefully. Any tips on drawing lashes?
Lashes?
Hello.
Lashes, first of all, don't evenly space them out like this. Instead, think lashes, if you even look at artificial lashes, you'll actually notice that there's a triangular shape to them. They start thick, and then they get thinner and taper. So if you can get that shape, you can also change the distance between the lashes. So I've definitely noticed that if you get fake lashes yourself, they'll come in with different designs. Some designs will have a big, small, maybe a medium-sized one, and they're like kind of have a little pattern like that. Definitely more interesting than this one. So you can try this size out, and if you want to do that on an eye itself, understand that lashes also come from underneath this point, underneath this lid, and it comes outward like that. And that shows a bit of the perspective of the eye. Same thing goes for bottom lashes. They're like a little blade of grass.
Alright, so let me get this straight. Straight. You pronounce your username Leanie.
No.
Leanie?
Eileenie
or Leanie?
I think it's Eileenie because her was like Kylina, but take out the K, take out the A, and
Yeah, I
the
was
E.
reading that earlier. Like Kylina, but take away the K and
Eileenie.
Eileenie. I don't know exactly. Because if you show up more often, I'm gonna have to make sure I memorize it. What about the thing that Andrew Park talked about with eyelashes?
Oh yeah.
Radiating from the center of the eye.
So let's say you got an eye here. Here's your pupil. You can take, or here's your iris. You can take your pupil, and then fan it out. Draw lines out.
Your eyelashes will tend to follow that shape. They'll swoop around, but they will radiate from the center of your eye generally. Mm-hmm. I'd never heard that before.
I never heard that before either.
Andrew Park's a legend.
He is.
And he had that little eyelash direction tip, and I thought that was really smart.
Let me look at your lashes really quick. Okay. I noticed that in the very corner of your eye here, you don't get as many lashes, but towards the second half right here, not second half, towards this part right here, there's more frequent with lashes.
Okay. Da-da-da. A lot of the stuff, I would say pretty much all the stuff that we teach on stream is all in our courses as well, our classes.
Yes.
Zura, hello, we're doing good. Blueberry, hello. Blueberry, are you following us on YT? We can't lose our Blueberry.
I know.
Because
You're our only
TikTok goes
Blueberry.
away.
I don't
You're
think we've
our
ever seen any other Blueberry yet.
You're our only Blueberry. But yeah, most of, if not all of what we teach is in our school, in our anime art school, and it's all recorded and organized really well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for pretty much everything, consider that. If you're wanting some sort of a source and homework, source of place that you can always find it, and homework assignments and handouts and all that kind of stuff. Procreate, Glowberry and Blueberry. Glowberry.
Yeah.
I remember when Glowberry very first showed up. I said it's the worst food in Minecraft, and they were like rude. I don't remember what they said.
I remember that.
It's Procreate.
Whoa! Thank you for the roses, Ziri.
Yes, thank you, Ziri. Yeah, I remember. Honestly, Glowberries are great though. Like, it's kind of got the same energy, at least Minecraft speaking, as the thorn bushes that you can get the berries off of.
Oh.
What are those called?
I don't know. I don't play enough Minecraft.
No, I'm asking chat. I know you don't play
I know.
Minecraft.
I like thinking of the elbow as like this shape.
Just berry bushes? Okay. Ziri K sent a gold medal.
Gold medal.
Thank you very much. Sweet berries? Okay. By the way, we do have a Minecraft server in our Blue Social app. We have a community Minecraft server that I haven't logged on to in a couple months. But I think some people still play it. Yeah, we have a community Minecraft server. They've already beat the Ender Dragon. Some people, I think, have Elytras. People have got XP farms. You spawn in a cherry blossom village. Do you guys think I can become an animator if I keep at it? I don't see any reason why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're serious about the education, you find the right classes, you do the work. Yeah, for sure.
To be the first Mickey Beaky tier.
Mickey Beaky tier. Oh man. How did we get that? Get
I wish
what?
I could join, but I need to put on multiplayer. Yeah, and the Minecraft server for our community is currently, and it may be permanently, Java only. Do you have any art book recommendations for environment drawings for beginners?
Framed ink, framed perspective.
Framed ink is more of a composition book. Environment drawing.
Oh, that environment drawing book that you got me. But it's kind of advanced, isn't it?
It just came out. I haven't had time to look
I
through
haven't
it.
had time to look through it either.
The problem is there's a plugin that allows you to bridge Java and Bedrock, but it breaks every time there's a Minecraft update, and I haven't figured out how to keep it from not breaking. So every time there's an update, Fox, why are you heading out? You look sad. I'm gonna go now. See ya.
Aww.
You all right? I wish.
Neck anatomy. Here's your sternocleidomastoid, which is this band.
Got stuff to do. All right. Have a good night.
Bye. Turn your head neck around. That's your sternocleidomastoid, and back here is your trapezia. So that's part of your neck muscles.
Ah.
Here's your clavicle. This part, I don't know what goes on in there. I just know that your Adam's apple goes there.
There's the hyoid bone. There's
Hyoid
muscles that
bones.
come down. I actually studied that area.
Oh,
funny
you did?
enough. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You got the
you might
hyoid
have to
bone.
know
You
more
have
about it than I
different
do.
muscles. Yeah, it's crazy. You have like different muscles that like
more
come
like
down,
strings? Oh,
like
wow.
come down through. It's kind of like
Oh.
it's almost like vaguely.
Oh, wait. So it's like kind of like let's say this is the bottom of your
Chin.
chin, and it kind of like it's like a band.
Yeah, there's
Like-
there's kind of like the hyoid bone is kind of like a horseshoe shape, so it's kind of like that. And then
Okay,
they all
and then
kind
all the muscles goes and connects to that and kind of gets squished in there. Is that what you're saying? Kind of like that?
it's something like that.
Something like that.
I
don't
never
know
really
all of it.
studied that area in depth. I
We
wonder
just-
if it's even in something like morpho.
Let me
for
look.
that.
Neck.
Neck. Oh look. Well, I don't really talk about it that much here. It was in Tom Fox Draw's book. It's the first book I really saw that talked about it very much. I haven't even seen it in Morpho, funny enough. He just has this as the breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, this is Proco's breakdown as well. Really simple, but I like it. It's to the point.
People very rarely talk about those muscles
It's
in
not
there.
really all that necessary. Because we're not doctors, we're visual artists, so we see the ones that are visual, and that's the one that takes precedence.
Alright, Blueberry. Got stuff to do, lol,
Okay.
school.
Oh,
Fox.
I'm excited.
Have you seen the new mobs? No, I haven't. I'm not really a big Minecraft guy. I'll occasionally have a 2-week Minecraft phase, but I don't honestly play games almost at all. Every once in a long while, I'll start looking at like a Minecraft YouTuber or something. Maddie is still here.
Yay.
Maddie's trying to make up for not being on there on our final stream. We don't really play it that often, just want a lot of videos of it.
Well, I don't think there's any other watercolor pieces we need to do, right? At least not for right now. I think we did.
Stream? What?
I think we finished all of our watercolors at least.
Clear Sky?
Yeah, Clear Sky, but I don't think they have their reference yet.
Okay. What do you mean last stream? Well, we live in the States, and TikTok was getting banned on Saturday, and so we had a final goodbye stream, and yeah, that's what we're talking about. But now it's back all of a sudden for some reason, and we're continuing our streams as normal, but we won't forget who abandoned us when we needed them most. I'm kidding. Yeah, we had some people show up to our final stream, but it was very few people.
Yeah.
And we were joking about it. But I don't necessarily think that the TikTok as we know it is back to stay. And we had a mourning process, and I let TikTok go, and TikTok is dead in my heart. So if it goes away again, there will not be a mourning process. We're focusing on our YT channel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so if you want good content, go to our YT channel. We're going to be continuing to upload content, long form. Wait,
Yep.
so did the TikTok ban not happen for the USA? Oh, it happened.
Oh,
it
it
just
happened.
lasted 14 hours.
Yep.
And it might not be back for long. I think there's a 90-day extension. I don't know. I'm not following it. If it's there when we go live, we're happy and we'll go live. If it's not there and we can't go live, we're still happy. We just can't go live.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ruby.
But we will always be on our YT channel.
Mm-hmm.
270-day. No, that bill got shot down. It's a 90-day executive order, I believe. One-time extension.
It's like, it's still going to get.
But I'm honestly over caring.
Yeah.
Can't care anymore. Honestly, it was gonna be kind of nice to not have to do TikTok.
Oh.
We were in the like the YouTube mindset set.
We were like, this
And
is
we
our
still
YouTube
are.
era. Yeah.
The
Yeah. for sure.
age of TikTok is over. The era of YouTube has begun. That was my mindset, and it still is my mindset. I'm super hyped though. I'm really excited about the growth of our channel.
Yeah.
We got our first couple Ooh, we did have a new we had a new member on our channel today.
Which channel?
What do you think? How many channels do we have?
Oh. I was talking.
For my personal note.
I know. I was thinking like our DC channel.
Oh no, we got a new YouTube
Subscriber.
member, Fenris.
Yay!
Ray tier.
Yes. This is Ray, by the way.
Yes,
Her
this is
younger.
Ray.
Her younger.
Fenris, if you're here, this is the girl that represents the tier
Yes.
you are at.
Yep. Because she always broke, so we decided to make them more character themed based on our characters.
So we've got the Ray tier, we've got the Jake tier, we've got the Tira tier, and then we have the Miki Biki tier.
The Tira tier. Tira is the rich one. The
Yeah.
rich girl. Oh, we should have made a June tier if there was that option available.
We can still add more tiers.
Oh, we can?
Yeah.
I need to figure out a pose. I don't think it was done right.
So yeah, if y'all are on TikTok gifting like galaxies and all that kind of stuff, we would honestly prefer you just go over to our YT channel
Yeah.
instead.
I know.
TikTok takes way more than YouTube does.
Ray is my character, Lindsay.
Yup. Ray is Christina's character. But I love your TikTok lives.
I know.
Hey, the world changes, unfortunately. If we were able to have our way, we wouldn't have it change.
She's a girl, but she kind of looks like a guy when she's younger, because she's kind of a rough.
We would stream on all the platforms. I'm not attached to TikTok anymore after Friday.
I know, I agree. I had
went
my
through an
tears.
entire phase of acceptance. Yeah.
I had my tears, and now they're done. Well, I mean, I think I'll still be sad if something happened, but
See you Wednesday. Yeah, we'll see you Wednesday. Mitch McGigan.
That's a fun name.
Can you see my drawings? We generally don't look at people's drawings on stream.
Oh, Lindsay says, kind of want to draw one of your characters. I really like Miki. Well, Colton will be very happy about that.
Miki is the #1 OC ever made in the history of mankind. For me.
Yep. For
And
you.
yeah, for me.
Yep.
Not for other people. They don't even know who she is. But for me, she is the best OC ever created. She is amazing. She is literally the face of Anime Academy with
One
her
of the
sister
faces.
Miko. What's her personality? She is bubbly and spunky,
And kind of
And-
unhinged.
a little bit unhinged sometimes. And she's the face of book volume 2. Here she is right here. Like that.
Cute.
There she is. There is Miki. And then
She's kind of brain rotty a little bit.
if you open the book, she would definitely use TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
There she is right there. She has brown hair.
Thicker
Leaning
eyebrows.
a little bit towards the reddish side, but
Yeah.
a little bit darker than Miko's.
Mm-hmm.
She has purple eyes.
I like to think of Miko's hair like chestnut brown for some reason.
Yes, and she is absolutely adorable. Change my mind. Just kidding, you can't.
Just kidding. What about Abby?
Abby.
Abby's a different kind of cute.
Abby is #2. Did you make Miko or Miki first? Miki is the first. Miki was created all the way back in 2012 or 13 when I was much younger. She was my first OC that I ever made. And she kind of vanished for a long time. And then after we made Miko, we revived Miki. and made them sisters, and they represent Anime Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain the torso for a beginner starting Anatomy?
Torso.
Are we done with tutorials today?
I kind of think so. We'll cover that another stream.
We'll have to cover that another stream.
But I will be making like torso related videos later on our YT channel. Gotta plan those out.
We're gonna be making torso videos. Actually, we have a couple of torso TikToks.
Yes, we do actually.
So if you scroll down, you'll see some TikToks that cover torsos. Otherwise, you'll have to wait for the Wednesday stream, and we might cover it there. Could I find a reference of Miki in the Blue app? Yes, that would be, if you scroll all the way to the top, you will see character references. You will see Miki in the character references. Looks like she was the first one in the first set of images.
You'll figure out who she is. You'll see. It's really easy.
So if you scroll up a ways, we posted Miki, Miko, Kevin, Candy, Victor, Faye, all of them.
We actually do have I want to make more side profile head tutorials. We do have one on our TikTok. It's kind of more of a run through though. But you can check that out if you want. Yeah, Lindsay says she sees it.
Look at this. First time sharing my art, kind of nervous.
Oh, that one's so heckin'. Oh, that's so heckin'
so cute.
Actually, I really like that. I want to use that as like a reference for the sticker. I actually really like that.
That's very nice.
Who said that? Who sent that?
I don't know.
Charlie?
Charlie.
Wow, it looks really nice. So every Tuesday? No, this is we stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
So we're in the States, so it is Monday today.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. Till is alive.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there it is. I was just looking at your work and going, oh my gosh, the little fingers together. We've been thinking about making a sticker for the server.
Yeah.
That's similar to that.
Mm-hmm. So don't mind me if I yoink that for a little bit.
That kind of concept.
That kind of concept, yeah.
Is that from something that you saw and then you made your own character that? I really do like your art. It's super cute.
It is heckin' cute. I really like it.
We need more. We really need more stuff like that. Is that your OC?
This one is my OC, yes.
What?
What? Is this your OC? Oh, okay. I thought you were reading a comment. Yeah, I think that is their OC.
According to you, what is the best study and practice plan approach for a self-taught artist?
I feel like that could be a good video.
I saw a lot of people using it as a reference, so I made my OC as it. That's so fun. What is that called? Anyway, I think it's super cute. I mean, there's a lot of different self-study plans out there. When I was starting, I watched a channel that went live every Sunday, and they were pro artists, and they talked about, because most of them were self-study. And so I would say my question would be, what's your goal? What do you want to learn? What do you want to get good at? Do you want to get good at characters? Do you want to get good at environments? Do you want to work professionally as an artist? If so, what industry? Because that's really going to affect what you'd study. Miki is so cute and Miko, I want to put them in my pocket.
Oh, I love Miko and Miki.
The Procreate canvas size is 5,000 by 6,000 pixels.
Mm-hmm.
Why do all my male OCs look like girls?
Because...
like pretty boys? Maybe?
If you're used to drawing a lot of girls, don't be surprised if your guys end up looking like girls for a bit. I think really making the eyes smaller, making the jaw a lot more squarish is going to help a lot. And making the features a little bit more closer to real life as well. That's what tends to happen. I need to actually make a wardrobe illustration of, just make like a reference sheet of all the shirts and stuff that Ray would own or wear, be likely to wear.
Downloaded an art practice app for fun, and all they have you do is trace guidelines. I love art, but I'm scared I won't be able to find a job that uses art. Are there any? There's loads.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot of art jobs out there. It's a very competitive industry because it's fun. So anything that's fun generally tends to be really competitive. So you have to be pretty good to get hired and make a living, but there's a lot of art jobs out there. What time do you guys start your live? We start our lives at 4 p.m. Pacific time. 7 Eastern, about almost 3 hours ago, 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. So if you turn back the clock 2 hours and 45 minutes, that's when we always start. I want to be a comic book artist and illustrator. Can you help me out with a study plan? We don't generally help people create study plans, but you're definitely going to need to learn your core fundamentals. So, perspective, figure drawing, anatomy, composition, architecture drawing, environment drawing. If you want to be a comic artist, you're going to need to learn like paneling and storytelling and stuff.
Composition.
Yeah, composition. Speaking of time, I'm going to be heading to bed in a couple minutes. Currently almost 3 a.m. All right.
Wow, that's very late.
Well, thanks for hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
You draw characters so... How do you draw so perfectly without many guidelines?
The guidelines are in my head. But I've just drawn this many times. And I do use guidelines. I just use them when I need them most.
What advice would you give someone with zero drawing experience starting off? The advice that I would give someone with zero experience, assuming you want to get better. So, Nero, is your goal to get better? Or do you just want to draw for fun and have a fun hobby? Or a mixture of both? I'm assuming it's a mixture of both. Because there's a lot of people out there who do art and they are only concerned with just enjoying it, and they're not like, I need to get better, I have to get better.
Yeah.
But mixture. I would say if you're just starting off, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Focus on enjoying the act of drawing and doing art.
Yep.
That is the biggest thing.
That's what's going to pull you through a lot of hard hours.
Yeah, there's all kinds of study programs. There's all kinds of tutorials. There's all kinds of classes. But if you can't find a way to just enjoy the act of creating art, none of them are going to work because you will end up getting burned out and
miserable.
So really, that's the advice that I give for beginners, is just enjoy it. Just treat it like an adventure. Treat it like you don't have to get to this destination super fast. You can just enjoy the process of doing it. If you can enjoy drawing in the moment, live in the present, then over time you'll just get better. And so there's lots of study plans, there's lots of really, really good programs out there that help you improve, but the biggest factor is going to be committing to it and just enjoying the process.
Yeah, I would say if you enjoy art, that's always going to be a lot more, I would say you won. Because there's a lot of people who are very good at art, but they just are absolutely miserable. And if you can find a way to do practice and you already know how to enjoy it, that's just what's going to pull you through when in times of not very motivating stuff.
What advice would you give someone who wants to get better at anatomy? If you want to get better at anatomy, anatomical information, study anatomy books and draw the pictures in the books. Draw the muscles, draw the bones, draw all that stuff over and over and over for specifically anatomy.
A lot of it is just drawing things over and over. I had to draw things over and over.
Volume is what's going to get you good at your basic skills. What advice would you give someone taking their first college art class, Foundations of Drawing? I think that's good.
Just learn.
It's important. I don't know if there's really any advice for it other than, just do the assignments. I would double or triple the homework every week.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, if you feel up to it, it'll help you get really good really fast. Most of the people that I know who ended up becoming professionals pretty much always doubled or tripled the homework of every class they took. I think it's windy out.
Oh.
What days do you guys do Roblox game nights? We haven't done a Roblox game night in a while.
In a very long time.
But I'm thinking it might make a comeback sometime.
Really?
I'm feeling like we need a Roblox game night refresher. It is generally on Saturdays. Not Saturdays, what am I saying? Fridays. Friday nights, usually. So good advice. I love mixing studies with things I like. So, for example, drawing my OC's head on top of a muscular body. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's what I do all the time.
I'm doing a 1,000 anime head challenge. I've done almost 200 of them so far. And in order to make it bearable, I almost always draw my OCs.
Because it's like, I'm not going to draw a head that I don't care about.
So I started off by studying stuff like, shows that I liked, right? That's some girl from, like, either Genshin or something. Bowsette, Kobeni.
Chainsaw Man.
And this is Miki. And so I kind of did a mixture of studies from images so I could get the basics. And I'd also draw Abby, my character, and Miki. And those were my first 25. And I would do a whole bunch of different drawings of Miki. I want to get good at drawing her. And then once I got more comfortable, I started doing little shots like this. So you can see, like, I'll draw Miki and Tira, and she's just like, I told you not to stay up so late watching that anime. And Miki's like, weren't you there too? But Tira handles sleeplessness a lot better than Miki does.
Yeah.
And then, so I would create these little stories with faces and facial expressions. Why did that keep happening?
I
keep
don't
doing
know.
that on accident.
I think you swiped too fast.
There's Abby, and she accidentally broke a window. So there's no way I would be able to do 1,000 anime heads without making little stories and having fun with it. I would be so bored. So that's what I do. There's Miki. There's random characters. Here's Miki looking at her exam results. Some of these are studies, some of these are from imagination. I pretty much always turn them into
Your
a character. There's those. There's more. There's Sakura. So if I'm going to do 1,000 anime heads, I'm going to do it in a way that's entertaining. Why is this coming up?
I don't know. It just doesn't like you right now.
Sailor Moon Challenge.
Make it fun.
Tofungus' OCs. There's Miki. There's Abby. So these are some of my more recent ones. And
I think you're a lot more comfortable.
I'm only 200. I don't even know what I drew here. What on earth is this, dude?
I don't know. That's kind of questionable.
Right, I started doing some male heads. And then memes I find on Pinterest. But yeah. So if you can have fun with your practice, you'll draw a lot. You'll do a lot more. Hello, Null. Oh, Firefly from Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, I don't know any of those games, but sometimes I'll find pictures of them that I think are cool, so I'll do little studies of them. Any advice on how to get good at drawing dynamic poses? Dynamic poses is like normal posing plus a little bit extra, plus it's harder.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff involved.
A lot of the time, dynamic poses, you're going to draw the pose in a wider lens. And so the foreshortening is going to be a little bit faster. The camera is going to be closer to the character with a wider lens. So you're going to get really extreme perspective where the head is very large and then it very quickly goes into the body and the feet are teeny tiny below. So it's really just posing, but plus extreme camera angles and lenses. So I would say do it a lot.
And you don't have to get it perfect, right? The goal is not to get it to draw perfectly, it's to learn, as Colton said. And that's something that I need to do more often.
I'm always comparing my art to my friends and it makes me sad or demotivated. Any advice? That's a difficult one.
It is difficult.
I would say just remember everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own journey.
And they all have their own strengths too.
You have your strengths, you have your weaknesses, and don't compare. Think about like you're comparing apples and oranges. I don't think that you can be compared to your friends because everybody has their own unique journey and their own path that they need to take. So it's easy to compare on superficial things, but life is far too complicated and different between people to be able to just one-to-one compare.
Yeah.
So try to get out of the mindset of being like, oh man, they're better than I am, so I'm sad. It's like, well, maybe they started earlier, maybe you came from a different career, maybe you have different skills in different areas of life that they feel demotivated when they look at you.
Yeah.
There's
more to more to all that than just drawing.
You've got
better.
your own unique journey.
Yeah.
And just remember that.
And all of that, but like your levels are basically the same. Like everyone as a beginner is just gonna be a beginner. Like that's like if you notice that their copy drawings look good and yours doesn't, well, it's not gonna be until long where you get to that point too. The more you draw it. There's a lot more to life and skill than just drawing good, because there's a lot more other skills that go into it.
I find it hard to go from like normal traditional heads to anime heads. It's about the three-dimensionality to it. So like if I'm drawing a normal head, I'm using head proportion. I'm drawing the planes of the head. You know the proportions of the head. So like one eye width apart, you think about the three-dimensional form, the cheekbones, the brow ridge, it's like the glabella.
Yep.
The structure of the skull underneath. And if you're drawing an anime head, it's a very simplified version of that with simpler topology. And so it's almost like texting versus writing formally in a way.
Yeah.
Like there's like shorthand and simplifications. And then there's like longer form. That's the way that I can think about it. Your hand, Christina's hand touches the screen.
Oh yeah. My hand doesn't sweat. Man, that's creepy. It's
I
the
want
wind.
to see how windy it is out.
Okay. I wonder what's like scratching at our door.
It's our wreath.
Oh, it's our wreath. Okay. I wonder if my watering can blown away. Oh, it's raining too. It sounds like it's raining. No? Can you check to see if my watering can is out? Oh, okay. It's very windy. It's cold. It's cold.
I know. I was out there.
Yeah.
How do you shade hair? We actually have a 3-part YouTube series on shading hair. Christina made it.
I did.
So you can go check over on our YouTube channel. We have the same name, Draw Anime Academy, and you can watch those. It's a really big series. It goes very in depth. Yes, Christina's hand out definitely touches the screen.
Yeah, it's like actually on the screen.
Yep. Time is it 8? 3 hours? You want to wrap up pretty soon?
Yeah, we can wrap up.
Okay. What do y'all think? Should we wrap up? Please answer. Suppose I have a character model sheet. It always confuses me how to draw the character in different head tilt position only by looking the character sheet. You'd have to practice drawing heads from different. Oh, I know Christina from HS. Hey.
Huh?
Shailene?
Shailene?
Or were you classmates together?
Shailene.
You know, the funny thing is, I had a high school classmate that I saw on
From Dash?
TikTok as well, remember?
Yes, I
I
remember.
messaged her and she
Yeah,
said, hey.
you did, yeah. Uh-huh.
She's like 40,000. Yes.
Okay, oh wow.
From Dash.
Yes, from Dash. That's kind of crazy.
I don't know who your high school classmates were.
I feel embarrassed because
Yeah.
we were in ID together. Okay, Shailene. I have an image I need to remember.
With Miss K?
Is it with Miss K?
What was his name?
Mr. Alfonso?
I don't know.
Okay.
She's having trouble remembering.
I'm having trouble remembering the face. I definitely remember as Shailene, but I need to associate a face with it. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to look at your profile and be like, okay, do I remember this face? My initial, okay, I'm just gonna animify you. My initial image of you. Did you have wavy hair? I'd be so embarrassed if I was wrong. Did you have bangs like this? And yes, is that?
I mean, that's
Yes.
the profile.
Okay, I remember. Okay, I was like, I remember the face. Okay, so I remember that she had bangs, and then she had that really pretty curly hair. Okay, yay! I remember. Oh,
That's fun.
That's fun. I'm so glad to see you again. Glad to see that you're here. And then glad that we appeared on your FYP. Yeah, we as you can see, I'm married.
Yep. Married, running a brand, we draw for a living.
Draw for a living, yep.
This is what we
I don't do ID anymore.
That's what she does.
Yeah, I just draw anime now.
So anyways, if you have the model sheet and you want to draw the heads in different positions, study heads, study something like this. A sorrow head, draw it from a different angles. A bunch of different angles. Love you for this.
Oh, thank you. I was kind of like wondering when am I gonna see a classmate on here.
Yeah.
But that's
draw
so much
a
fun.
chicken. Christina actually already drew a chicken.
I did draw a chicken. I was like, when?
That
was like an old
TikTok. Here it is.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
There.
Oh yeah. Oh,
She
there
drew
it
a
goes.
chicken.
That's so goofy. We had chickens, so I was really inspired with chickens.
Shailene followed the live creator.
Yay.
Thank you. If TikTok gets banned, you can also go over to our YouTube channel. We're live there as well.
I should have kept my yearbook and kept it over here.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm so glad I remembered what you looked
The
like.
funny thing is that I don't look like I did in high school, so nobody from my high school would probably recognize me. I had hair back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I've been saying it.
We've been saying it. Our stream's cooked.
There comes a point where you have to abandon
mission.
Abandon banned words.
Yeah.
You want to get good at drawing dynamic poses? Practice drawing a bunch of dynamic poses from different angles, and really break it down. Use a process.
Actually, remember Sebastian? That we also emailed you, and turns out that they also remembered me from high school. I got sent to a military school for no reason. Well, I hope that you can still learn from military school. How do I get better at drawing in perspective? Just draw a lot of dimensional. Do a lot of dimensional drawing. Paul does a lot of exercises.
Fenris, have a good one.
Bye, Fenris. Whoa, that's. Oh my gosh, what is that? That's fun. Are you in California? No, I'm in we're in Arizona now. Yeah. Used to be in California until the lockdown happened.
Yeah, we're in Arizona here, Phoenix.
Tell me what's been going on for you, Shailene. Did you I'm sure you graduated college or something?
That was a long time
That
ago.
was a long time ago. That must have been like 2 years ago. I need to hear the lore.
Knowledge. Knowledge. Hey, a little off topic, but any tips and advice how to draw/design 2D game levels/worlds for 2D platformers? I have no idea on the process and how to keep levels cohesive from sections to sections. Whenever I did anything to do with level design, a lot of the time I would like to think, what do I feel like would be fun to explore? Like, what would be fun to explore? I'm in New York City, took like 3 years off school, so I'm back doing CC and transferring to FIT in fall.
Wow. What is CC and FIT?
Literally moved to New York City the first day of lockdown.
Oh, wow.
Animation and motion graphics.
Whoa,
Oh, that's fun.
that's awesome. That's so much fun. I'm glad that you're still doing art. I feel like a lot of, even though we all came from a art high school, like maybe some people fell out of it. Community college, oh, okay, and fashion intuitive. Oh, okay, I heard of fashion intuitive technology. That's fun. Where can I see some of your art? We both have art stations.
Yeah.
So you can search up, if you want to see Colton's art, you can see Colton.
No, I would write my username.
Oh, okay.
If you want to see my art, it's
Burned out for a long time, but we're back. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the burnout's definitely real.
and then your
Mine is just.
make sure they can read it, I guess.
Okay, oops.
I think
I'm
they could
sorry,
probably
my
read that.
handwriting's not very good. Mine's just Christina Wu art. Just
It's
search
funny.
that up.
It's funny because there will be like we'll write things and there will be like a legible writing and then there's like a not as legible writing, and if I
Yeah.
think about the legibility, then it'll be readable.
Yeah, fair enough.
See, like that's totally legible.
That's legible. The other one was not as legible.
So yeah, if you want to look at our art, you can check those.
What's the easier thing for you to draw? I like drawing women and girls because
One, two,
I'm
three,
always used to it.
Gotta draw a comic for English homework. Nice, that's fun. Can I copy your picture?
I mean,
Study it.
you can study it. I wouldn't copy it exactly, but if you are doing this for personal study, I don't care what you do.
Shredded 2023 versus 2024 drawing and art share 1 on the server. Love comparing from my previous self. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's really good to compare because it really highlights progress. That's great. You guys work as illustrators? I've done illustration, yeah. But right now we actually run this. This is what we do. We teach people art, hang out, stream. We have classes and books. But yeah, we've done illustration.
I've done illustration. I mean, I illustrated a book, so I would call that illustration.
And you do commissions sometimes.
Yeah, I do commissions sometimes as well.
Were we ready to wrap up soon?
Yeah. I think I'm ready.
Well, for now, at least TikTok is back.
Yes.
Wow, that's lame.
What?
I can't watch Hamster Rave.
Why
because
not?
it says, couldn't watch live videos on this device because you're live on another device. I can't watch my hamsters on the running wheels while we're live. Looks like we're gonna have to end the live.
That was quick.
Y'all know Hamster Rave, right?
Well, they can see a preview. It's goofy. I like it.
I love the hamsters. Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, Stuff maybe says, wait, you follow them too? Yeah, he does.
Occasionally, I'll just prop my phone up and have it on, and I'll just be like, they're running with all their might for no reason. So the least that I could do is keep working.
Oh my god, they're almost at 25,000 likes.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you guys spam and get 2 more thousand likes, you guys get pet pats.
Gabrielle, thank you for the rose. For gift.
What did you just say? First gift?
First gift.
I thought you said first gift. I was like, that's kind of cute.
I'm hungry, bruh.
I'm hungry too.
You ready to wrap it?
Can they reach to 25K?
I don't think so.
They did.
They did it.
All right. I was like, oh, they're not gonna do it, but all right, chat. Wow. Okay.
Wait a second. We got to get rid of this stuff.
We do. This was only
for the people who came to our final stream, and y'all don't get it.
No.
That was for them.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
It was good seeing you, and congrats on there.
Yeah, good seeing you too. Hopefully you come up again sometime.
Horrible at reading tonight.
It's okay.
See you around. Maybe we'll see you again.
Yeah. All right, chat.
All right,
Good job, chat.
Good job.
For 25K likes.
Look at that. Great work. Chat, 25,000 likes.
Mm-hmm.
And YT, love you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of streaming on YT, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Start a Q&A.
What?
Answer viewer questions live. There's a Q&A. Start a poll.
Oh, that's fun.
There's going to be a lot of fun. Show your support. Super stickers, super chat, membership gifting.
What?
There's membership gifting. People can gift memberships to other people.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I like that.
TikTok don't have that, I don't think. Congrats on 25K like things. It's just a TikTok thing. It's actually really easy to hit 25K likes on TikTok.
It is.
But thank you. Hello, Otakun.
Otakun? Oh, that's cute. Otakun.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up.
Yep, I think so too. I think that was a fun little tutorial session. I will post all of these in our live demo section. That was really fun.
Hungry.
I am hungry too.
All right, everybody, thank you for showing up. If you didn't join the Discord server, go ahead and join it. There's a linky in the description for YouTube, or on TikTok. You can go find it on our profile. And don't forget about the Secret Admirer Challenge that Tori and Misaki are hosting. You can go find it in the announcements channel in the top of the Discord server. You can sign up. You'll be making an art for someone, and they'll be making an art for you. I think the deadline is like the 25th or something.
The end of signups is the 25th. Yes.
Yes, the end of signups is the 25th.
I'm still thinking if I should join it.
So go over there and do that. I'm not going to sign up.
I know you aren't. We'll see.
But I think they had 32 submissions already when the stream started. So yeah, it'd be awesome if y'all did that. How do you sign up? You go to our Discord server, and then you can go to the announcements channel and sign up on the form. But remember, if you sign up, you're committed to it, and there's going to be a big fun stream where we actually cover all the sign up and everything, or not the sign up, the art.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you for stopping by, and we will see you on Wednesday at the same time. Hello, and thank you for the stream. Glad I could see some sketches. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll sign off on TikTok first. So bye-bye.
Bye, TikTok.
And then YouTube, we will say bye-bye to you. So goodbye, YouTube. Blessed June Chibi. Yes. There she is. That's not the right one. Where the heck is she? Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
All right. Bye-bye, YouTube. Thank you for showing up. See you on Wednesday as well.